over power from the grid. Recharge the batteries with most third-party X portable solar panels. So, if there's a blackout, your entire home automatically reverts to battery power, with no need for a noisy, smelly backup generator. With Jackery 5000 Plus, life goes on uninterrupted, unbound by the limits of the grid. This is Jackery 5000 Plus. The batteries are powered by industry-leading LFP cells, arranged in a CTB honeycomb structure. Of course, with no compromise in voltage. It outputs at both 120 and 240 volts to support 99% of household applications. A single unit outputs 7,400 watts. So even your big, power-hungry appliances keep going and going. Not to mention full support for EV charging hubs. Connect up to 10 extra battery packs for a whopping 60 kilowatt hours of storage and a 14,000 watt output. Everything's made possible by the smart transfer switch, where you effortlessly connect Jackery 5000 Plus to your home's electrical system. This gives you intelligent control over power from the grid. Recharge the batteries with...
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to this beautiful Jackery stream. That's right, Jackery stream, Jackery Power Stations. James here, your host, for another very beautiful Black Friday week stream. Now, guys, if you haven't seen the shows thus far, you're missing out. We're going to show you guys a bunch of amazing products at phenomenal prices. We also have those rotating banners down there to actually showcase a few of our quotes and stuff. First and foremost, guys, you're going to have best price guaranteed. At best price guaranteed, you're going to be guaranteed if you purchase something from now till December 2nd, that you are guaranteed that you will not find it cheaper, and if you do, reach out to customer service and we'll refund you the difference. Second, you're going to find that beautiful 5% discount code. That discount code means, guys, you can purchase anything up at $1,500 or more and you get 5% off of that purchase. Now, that $1,500 purchase does exclude the 1000 V2, the 1000 V2 and solar panels, the 2000 V2 and 2000 V2 solar panel package. And that's because if you guys see that bottom banner down there, you're going to see the 2000 V2 for $791. You're also going to see the 1000 V2 for $349. You're also going to see, of course, the 1000 V2 and one solar panel. It's the 200 watt panel for $649. We do have Lois with us in chat, and of course, I may make mistakes. Let's just be honest. I forgot to take a nap today. I'm still an angel, right? All right, guys, we're here to have fun. We're going to do a great show. We're going to attempt to give you as much detail as we possibly can with all of these products. Now, if you have questions throughout this show, definitely ask. If you guys have not yet, hit the unmute. That way you can hear us go. If you guys have unmuted, hit that follow button and also hit that live notification button. When you guys do that, you can hear when we go live with all these deals. Now, I will mention that 5% discount code is exclusive to these lives. So, guys, you have the discount code for these lives, and that's why it's going to work. Just exclusive. So, Lois, good evening. Welcome back. It may be morning for you. I believe you're like 12 hours ahead of me. Oh, the time changes. Now, I'm going to mention a few things. We will be here tomorrow on Thanksgiving. With that being said, we understand if you guys are a little bit busy with the family. Totally understand. But if you guys are joining us during that time, we appreciate that too. What should we start this show off with tonight? I believe we're going to do it like we always do. We're going to talk about what comes included in a kit. First and foremost, they make sure every package or device you buy has a user manual. These user manuals will range from different stylings and variations of like the solar panel user manual. Now, this solar panel user manual is actually a little different. This one actually tells you guys how to install it and put it together. And that's because it's for the 500X and it does take a little bit of knowledge of putting it together. So you guys can kind of see it. Actually walks you through how to do that. If you do not get a solar panel, you may get a user manual for like a power station. Do read these. Sometimes they actually have some pretty good information. I learned a few things from this one this morning when I was actually quite bored sitting around. Like how to actually operate and use all of these cool things like energy saving mode without the app. Boy, was I just totally wrong. Now, we will actually talk about the app as well. You can and will be able to use an app on pretty much 90% of these stations. With that being said, it is completely free. It is Android based and it is iOS based. That means you guys can have it from the Apple Play Store or the Google Play Store for any phone out there on the market. With that also being said, you can put it on tablets if you have a Mac tablet, Apple tablet, iPad, or even an Android tablet. You guys are good. With that app, you guys can control pretty much a lot of different things from these stations. From lighting to turning the switches on, to seeing the power charge, to even setting custom shutdown times and usage times. I want to thank everybody for joining us, and now we're going to talk about cabling. Because every station you get will be coming with cables. Now, it will range from different stations and different cabling. Like the 100 Plus will come with, of course, this beautiful USB-C to USB-C cable. This USB-C to USB-C cable does allow for 100 watts pass-through. It also comes with the USB-C to DC plug adapter for your solar panel experience. If you do not get that variation, you may get, of course, a cigarette lighter charger. This is going to allow you to charge that device inside your cigarette lighter in your car on a trip, which is actually kind of cool. You may get a variation of a wall plug. Now, you guys might get a 3-prong standard wall plug like this for charging your system, or you may get a packet like this. The packet's going to open up and you're going to be greeted with a couple other things. First and foremost, it's going to be a black variation of that actual cigarette lighter. Or you may get a power brick like your old school laptops to charge that said device as well. That is just a wall plug with a DC plug on it. And like I said, everything comes with the actual user manual, and that's for the 240. Kind of cool. Didn't realize I still had that one for the 240. Just means I don't pay attention to what I keep. Now, if you don't get a variation like that, you might get a solar panel package, and it might come with its own cabling. You may get like a Y splitter. This Y splitter is going to allow for 2 DC solar panels to connect into one plug. You may also get a variation of this Anderson clip Y splitter for like the 1000 original, or of course the new 500X. This is going to allow you to connect up multiple panels. Or you may get this 10-foot cable right here. This 10-foot cable is kind of cool. It's got a nice Velcro strap. It also has, of course, multiple tips and ends. Bear with me one second. Now, the multiple tips and ends are going to range from a 7909 plug to an 8020 adapter. Now, the 8020 adapter pretty much looks like the 7909, but it has a colored end. Now, you may get, of course, an 8020 to USB-C adapter like I just showed you guys on that other cabling. Now, with it, like the 500 or 5000 plus station actually comes with this MC4 wrench. This wrench is actually for connecting up solar panels to that system with the high power voltage array. So you guys will get a variation of that. Now, the larger 500X solar panels will actually come with a cabling like this. This is actually a really large and thick cable. This cable's got the Anderson clips in, which, guys, like I said, if you need to, we can Y split it and Y connect it to pair up more of these with that. That's up to you guys. So you have the connection ability to do that. Now, this does have an 8020 adapter plug on the end, and the 8020 adapter plug is just right there. Hello, Sheila, hello. Now, you guys are messing with me by adding the Dragon Blogger at the front of those names. If you don't get that and you guys get, let's say, a battery pack kit, you're going to get a linking cable like this that you can use as a jump rope. And that's just what I'm going to say. No, not jump rope, guys. Definitely not a jump rope. This is actually a very thick linking cable. It is actually made from, of course, pure OFC copper. And that copper is going to be nice and thick. And that cable is probably over a 1/0 style cabling, which is actually very nice. It's about the size of my 1/0 in my car, which is kind of cool. So that is, of course, all of the cabling that you may end up with in that variations. So with that on hand, if you guys have questions about cabling, go ahead and ask now. And Sheila, no, it's not funny. I actually thought it was Justin. I didn't read the last part. Did not read the last part. So, has everybody had a great day so far? I know a lot of you guys, is there a large Jackery that can power the house in an outage? Yes. Richard, yes there is. There's actually a couple of them that can power your house without a problem. The 2000 plus system could definitely do it without an issue. The 5000 plus system can do it without an issue. The 5000 plus system is actually a newer system that will pack even more of a punch than the 2000 plus. Really will range in variations. I can actually click it in the carousel real quick. We'll actually click the... Yeah, let me grab this. I think I can. So the 2000 plus, when I move over, I'm going to jump cameras real here quick. We're going to switch camera views. We're going to come over here and we're going to say, hey, my wife should not be in here. She totally forgot what she was doing. So that's going to be like the 2000 plus. Have an inverter. How does it interface? So the 2000 plus system can just run by itself like that, and you guys can plug in your pieces through, like, let's say, cabling, or you guys can add what's called a manual transfer switch. Now, the manual transfer switch, if you are not savvy to what it is, it's literally a piece that's connected up to your electrical box or your circuit breaker box in your wall where your outlet or your power comes from your power pole. It will connect to that, and then this device will connect to that switch. It will automatically pull the power through the circuit breaker of that into your house. So you'll literally just use your plugs just as your standard plugs on your wall through that switch. Now, this will actually do, it's 2024 watt hours of power on the system by itself. 2024 watt hours of power. You will need an electrician for those. It's actually kind of cool though, and I'll kind of get into it if you stick with me for a second. The manual transfer switch, when it's connected up, has its own circuit breakers as well. It will allow for you to run pretty much off of these systems simultaneously with less than 20 milliseconds of switch over, which is actually really, really quick. The cool part is like I was saying, with the 2000 plus system here, you can have up to 5 batteries with it that will give you 12 kilowatts of hour power. 12 kilowatts of hour power should allow you to run at least for a couple days without an issue. I'm going to say probably 3 days or more with that easily. Now, you can actually pair a second 2000 plus system together with 5 more batteries and have 24 kilowatts of hour power. This system's actually really, really phenomenally well done. It does do 3000 watts of pure sine wave power. Can peak at 6000. When leaked together, it does 6,000. That's where it's at. It's, of course, very, very easily well done. When using the plugs on the system, and you guys can use the plugs still, even with it connected up to the house, you're going to have 5 AC outlets. One's a NEMA plug, but they are 120 plugs. The only way to get like 240 volt out of it is kind of like with the manual transfer switch and all of that other stuff, but still you're going to be down there in a little bit different range. This, of course, is one option for you. The new option, and I'm going to click this in the box, is going to be the 5000 plus system. Now, if I can get my camera to, I'm not sure why my camera just stopped, but we should be able to move my camera. Why is my camera not going? Bear with me, everybody. I'm not sure why my camera is not actually moving. Yeah, so you can definitely do off-the-grid living. You can have the manual transfer switch set up where it's only running off of these stations. Now, that's actually really, really nice. Now, I can actually tell you guys we're having a slight technical issue. I had an app update. The app update is not controlling this correctly, and I'm not sure what's going on with this. And this is not what it's supposed to be. So why is this not doing what I want? Bear with me. I'm actually trying to attempt to correct this real quick. My camera's not moving. All right, I'm going to switch cameras. We're going to fix this real quick. So the 5000 plus system, the 5000 plus system's got over 5040 watt hours of power. This one can actually connect up to 5 batteries, up to 30 kilowatts of hour power. It's got a smart transfer switch. Now the smart transfer switch, and actually I can show you guys the product page with this. This is actually kind of cool. So this is what this package is going to kind of look like. So this is what you'll get all together. The 5000 plus system, 2 solar panels, and that smart transfer switch. Now the smart transfer switch will still need to be installed to your house by an electrician, but when you install it, this has actually got 12 electric circuit breakers on it, and it is of course smart app controlled. The smart app control is going to allow you to turn on the circuits, off the circuits. It's going to allow you to set up times where if like your electric company charges you a higher charge rate than this does, it will actually run at it off of the system instead of your power pole power, which is even kind of cooler. Now, the 4 AC outlets on the front do 7,200 watts of pure sine wave power. There's a NEMA 14-13 on the side. There's a NEMA 14-50 on the side. Those two plugs do allow for 120 volts and 240 volts. With that access of those actual wattages, you can literally run that system for a countless amount of time, but you can also connect up your house dryers. You guys can even charge an EV car off of this system with this. Now, like I said, I'm attempting to correct said issue. I'm trying to grab some cablings. Was not expecting slight technical snafu with this camera. So hopefully we can get through this little show with you guys for this. And I'm just going to attempt to switch out the camera. We're going to do it differently. We're going to go. So let's do non-wired. Let's get rid of the other cabling connections. So hopefully I can kind of get you guys into this, get the camera going. Here we go. That's the camera I was looking for. That's the angle we're trying to go for. We're going to have this. Yeah, my audio cut out because I was plugging in another camera. My audio should be connected now. So hopefully it's back to where it was and now corrected. If my audio is still cutting out, let me know. It was definitely because I was plugging in other pieces. So. Now, like I said, this is a really cool piece. This is 132 pounds, though. It does have wheels, so you can roll it around really, really easy. 4 AC ports on the front, 2 USB-C ports at 100 watts, 2 USB-A ports at 18 watts, 12-volt 10-amp plug on this as well. And then you have, of course, your NEMA plugs on the side. This one will actually allow you to connect up and charge in 4 different ways. First and foremost, on the wall plug, guys, through the cabling like this, you can fully charge it in under 3.5 hours if you wanted to. That's 1,800 watts of charge rate. You guys can also use what's called low-pass solar array. Now, low-pass voltage solar array is going to do about 1,200 watts of charge rate. It'll take about 5 hours to charge that. That's about an hour a kilowatt, which is not bad with that big of a battery, which is kind of cool. It will take you guys a couple like the 500X solar panels and maybe a 200-watt panel. The third way will be, of course, through the smart transfer switch. When you have the smart transfer switch connected up to your actual electrical box, which is actually running off of your power pole, it can charge off your power pole at 4,000 watts of power. That means you guys can actually have this fully charged in under 2.5 hours without an issue. Your fourth way is going to be switching it into high power voltage solar array. When you click that over, again, it will allow for 4,000 watts of solar charging capability. That's going to be like your larger solar arrays that you would put on the roof of your house, your barns, your shops, or even on the big metal poles out in the yard that kind of swivel and angle towards the sun. This can actually run that solar array like that. So that's where it's kind of cool with this. Multiple points of connections. You have all of the extra pieces with it. And of course, the smart transfer switch is a really, really well done piece. If I pop over here, this is kind of what that panel is going to look like for this. Now, this panel will allow you guys to connect up 2 of these 5,000 plus systems together. That means you guys can actually have 60 kilowatts of hour power. At 60 kilowatts of hour power, you should be able to run your house for at least 7 to 14 days with no problem. Now, once you have 2 stations together, You're going to also be able to run at 14,400 watts of power through this. Inside the panel, it's going to literally look like your circuit breaker. You have 12 different circuits or electrical circuit switches. These switches can be individually set up through like your lines. So let's say you guys want to do bedroom 1, you guys could set that to like circuit 1. You guys could do like circuit 2 as your outdoor hot tub, or circuit 3 is your kitchen stove and fridge, or circuit 4 is your hot water tank, or vice versa. Now, when connected up with this system to the smart transfer switch, you are not permanently stuck connected to this actual smart transfer switch. You can turn off the grid, unplug the cable on the smart transfer switch, and take the station with you. So that means if you guys travel, you guys can still take it with you without a problem. That's where it's kind of cool. So yes, this one would definitely run your whole house without an issue. It can actually run multiple devices. It should be able to run your fridge for at least 4 days. It should be able to run your flat screen TV for at least 2 days. Now, the difference between your fridge and, of course, your TV is your fridge kicks on and off. Your TV, if you're running it completely, it's going to stay on completely and pull a draw at all times. Now, the system alone without a battery will be able to run your house dryer for like 3 hours by itself. Now, most people don't run their house dryer for that long because it's just a load of clothes. You're done, you're good to go. House dryers put out a lot of power. Your central AC can technically be plugged into this. It's going to range on the wattage of your central AC of about how long it can run. The range of, like, let's say your window AC, like your 1150 watt, 10,000 BTU window AC. If you have that plugged into this system or through the smart transfer switch, you might get 4.5 hours to 5 hours. If you have a smaller window AC, let's say like 1,000 watts or even 800 watts. 1,000 watts should be able to run for at least 6 hours. Your 800 watts, of course, is going to run a lot longer than that. You guys can even run, let's say, your home heater for like 10 hours off of this. It's just by itself. You add the extra batteries or you add the solar array, you are actually running it for, as long as you really need to. Like, during the day, you'd be charging. At night, you guys would be running off the battery, but during the day, it would charge and run off of it. You also have the ability to switch through home grid or solar array charging capabilities as well. So if you guys feel the need to, like, say, I'm done using the home power grid that the internet or the utility companies using or sending me, I can shut that side off and just run off of this solar array completely at all. So it literally is like off the grid living and off the grid usage with this one. They do say you guys can actually charge an EV car off of this device. Now, I cannot tell you how much your EV car power battery actually will take to charge up. So I can't technically say how far this will charge it. I have no knowledge of EV cars. I don't have them. I haven't messed with them. Haven't even looked at one. Power stations, I can talk about. So yeah, Richard, this would definitely, the 5,000 would definitely be your more for like running the whole house. Now, the 2,000 plus definitely could do your whole house as well. It's a different transfer switch. Now, I don't know if I can actually find that transfer switch to kind of show it to you. Let's see if I can find it. So, yeah, I can kind of find it. So this would actually be what the manual transfer switch would look like. This is more like your old school circuit breaker box. It'll plug through that NEMA plug, of course, and then that's how you guys would run it this way. So it would still wire to your house like you guys would. You guys can turn on and off. It's less circuits, but at least it will get you through. As in where the newer one with the newer system will do a lot better for that. So you definitely have your options. I'm going to steer you towards the 5,000. That 5,000 kit's pretty phenomenal kit. The price is like normal, about $5,999. There's a $1,000 clippable coupon on Amazon for that kit. You can use that kit or that coupon code. Plus, you guys can use that 5% discount code that we have for you tonight and get an extra 5% off of that purchase. If you don't want to buy the kit with the dual solar panels, You guys can buy the Jackery Smart Transfer Switch separately, or you guys can buy the station and a single solar panel for like under $3,000 or about $3,000 something dollars. So you have your options. They're both going to work well. I'm going to tell you though, this is more geared towards running your house for a long, long period of time. This is like more of your, I'm off the grid, I don't have to worry about it, you know, all that other cool stuff. So hopefully that kind of answered your question. And I feel like I'm strapped behind cables now. That's weird. What microphone took over? Let's check my microphones. Okay, we're still good. Alright guys, so if you have any more questions, definitely ask. We're definitely here to answer those questions. Now, like I said, we do have the discounts for you guys tonight, so you guys can use those. Don't feel afraid to not ask for those. Sheila may be able to post them for me. I know Lois can post them as well. With that, we're going to start off with the 100 plus power station. We're going to go over there. We're going to get into it. We're going to start with the smallest but mightiest. Now, I apologize for the popping. If you guys can hear the popping, it's my ice water actually deforming the actual box. Thank you, Lois. Actually, I can grab it and post that for you guys. So here's the code. All right, guys. I'm going to grab the 100 plus power station. I'm also going to say that I forgot to turn my TV on tonight. 100 plus. Now, the 100 plus is a really, really cool power station. This is actually 99 watt hours of power, 31,000 milliamps. This is a 2.2 pound package. Now, at 2.2 pounds, it's actually TSA approved. TSA approved means you guys can take it on a plane and go through the checkpoints without a worry in the world. Now, 99 watt hours of power, 31,000 milliamps, 128 watts is just, you know, a bunch of numbers, and you guys are like, cool. 2.2 pounds means you guys can travel with this and not have to worry about how heavy it is. Literally, if you guys used to wear Jinko jeans, you guys can actually carry this in your back pocket and not even notice it's there. Put it in your backpack and travel with it. Don't even worry. Sneak it into your wife's purse because, let's be honest, some of them purses are really big and they have a lot of stuff in there. They're not going to notice it's in there. I'm just going there. Now with it, it's only going to take less than 2 hours to fully charge this device. Now in under 2 hours, you have 99 watt hours power, 31,000 milliamps. It's going to allow you to charge your iPhone 14, 15, or 16 at least 6 times. Now with the 2 USB-C ports, they are 100 watts bi-directional. Now at 100 watts bi-directional, you guys can charge inwards and outwards without an issue. You also have an 18 watt USB-A port. Now it does have a digital screen. If I reach over here and kind of click the screen, let's grab that, you guys can see the screen pops up. Now, if you guys did notice, I forgot to change cameras. When I swapped cameras, I did not change cameras. So this is actually that little device. I'm going to start back over. 100 plus. Beautiful little gray housing. Amazing orange colorway. On the bottom, guys, you have 2 silicone pads. The 2 silicone pads on each side are going to allow you to set it on surfaces you normally wouldn't do, ranging from the hood of your cars to your glass countertops or vice versa. That way you don't have to mar or damage up the surfaces. Now with this, of course, it's actually quite small. I mean, look at this. I can almost hold it with both of my fingers and just, you know, start tossing it around, playing football. You guys can run other devices like Nintendo Switch for over 4.5 hours. You should be able to charge your tablet or MacBook Airs at least 2.5 to almost 3 times. Now, you guys could even do camera gear. You guys could do, of course, camera batteries. You guys could even do, of course, recharging your camera lights. Some other things you guys could run off of this is anything that has a USB-C or USB-A that is under 100 watts of capability. I love that idea. I can actually sit here and plug in maybe a remote control, a flashlight, a keystone light, a lamp. As long as it charges off of those cables, you have that usability. Under 2 hours, on a wall plug, fully charged, you're good to go. Has, of course, Class Class UL 9 drop protection, and it has a 94V-0 flame retardant shell. That drop protection is actually rated at 35 to 36 inches. At 35 to 36 inches, that drop is not going to damage this thing. I can tell you, though, this one actually fell about 7 feet off of a shelf. My wife dropped it, and there's no damages anywhere on it except for nothing. Like, literally, there's no damage. This thing took that tumble without a problem, bounced around, and looks perfectly like a new piece. If you guys want, though, you guys can pair it with the solar panel. Now, with the solar panel, it's going to take you probably about 5 hours with the panel I'm talking about. That's going to be this one right here, the Mini 40. Now, $89 by itself. Pair it with the Mini 40 solar panel, it's $169. Now, this Mini 40 solar panel is actually waterproof, water resistant, IP68 rating. That means you guys can actually throw it in a tub without a problem. Now, how do I know that IP68 rating can do that? Well, I actually threw an electrical boombox in my bathtub today and let it float around to actually test that rating. With this, though, guys, this is a really cool piece. It's a trifle design. It's literally 12 inches tall, 10 inches wide by ½ inch thick at its thickest point. Has this beautiful clasp that actually magnetically opens, and when you guys are gridded, you're going to see, of course, this beautiful monocrystalline solar cell. Now, this solar cell is actually really well done to work about 23% efficiency even in low light settings. Now, 23% efficiency in low light settings, they're talking about like overcast and a little bit of rain. They're not talking about blacked out thunder, lightning, and hail. Now, IP68 rating means you guys can leave it out in the rain or the hail. It's not going to hurt it or damage it. If it gets dirty, wash it off with the hose. Don't worry about it. It's actually that safe. Now, 4 panels long. It's probably about 30 inches. This thing's really, really well done. The cool part is this is 2.5 pounds. At 2.5 pounds, you guys can carry both of these pieces in your backpack on a hiking trip to go out in the middle of the woods to take photography photos or to, of course, study the stars. It's not a bad deal. This will allow you to charge devices while you're out there. You guys can carry this. If you can carry camera gear, you can carry this. Trust me. If you can carry your backpack to school, you can carry this. It's actually a really cool piece. Now, the 99 watt hours of power in this device does well. It's a LiFePO 4 cell. That LiFePO 4 cell should give you on this variant about 3,000 charge cycles over the next 10 years at 100% battery. After that charge cycle, it's going to drop about 70 to 80%. Now, the cool part is about all of these stations, because they are lithium cells. Technically, you guys can let them sit for a long period of time and you can come back and they will still be charged. I do recommend always charging them every 3 months or so. If you do not do that, your charge cycle will actually draw down a little quicker when you go to recharge it later on down there. It does have what's called a smart balancing intelligent battery management system. The smart balancers make sure all of the cells are incoherent together. That way not one charges out of link of the other. Really great piece, both great options. Both very portable. One's $89, the other's $169. It's an amazing product. So the 100 Plus will be perfect for pretty much anybody, including the traveler. Now I'm going to set that back there because, well, let's be honest, we're moving on from there. We're going to go into, I believe, the 240 V2. Now, I might have these out of whack, so let's make sure I grab the right one. I did. The 240 V2 actually got the warning sticker on top, so that's how I know it's the 240 V2. 256 watt hours of power. This actually had an original version that was 240 watt hours of power. Now, this actually stepped up a little. The original version had a fixed handle. This one's got a foldable handle. The handle can be put away and easily carried. This is under 8 pounds of weight with this. Now, you guys can carry it around with one finger like I am, or work out and just get your arms going without a problem. Get that blood flowing. I definitely need this now. I should probably be doing that with my legs as well. With this, 256 watt hours of power that can be fully charged in under 2 hours without a problem. Now, under 2 hours is a quick charge rate for any power station of this size or even larger. Now, this has actually got what's called Charge Shield 2.0. Now, Charge Shield 2.0 is a new charge technology that they actually added. That technology is going to allow you to set in the app Super emergency charge mode. When you go into that, you can actually fully charge this in 1 hour charge rate without a problem. You have one AC outlet. That AC outlet's going to do 300 watts of pure sine wave power, can peak at 600. Besides that AC outlet is, of course, a USB-C port, bi-directional 100 watt port. You're also going to have a USB-C port at 15 watts and a USB-A port at 15 watts. Now up even farther is, of course, the 12 volt 10 amp DC cigarette lighter plug and a flashlight on the side. Now this does have a larger screen. Now if we turn that screen on, you guys can see how bright contrast is. It's going to take a second for it to come on though. And then we'll actually hit the screen. Well, I actually shut the screen off. So that is going to be that screen. The 240V2 does allow for app control. When paired up, you guys can actually use the app to turn on all of these switches, to turn on the flashlight, turn off the flashlight, or anything of the sort. Now, we're going to just sit here and tell my wife she's making too much noise. Now, of course, guys, app control is really nice. I like app control. You guys can actually turn, oh, if I can actually put my finger in here and shut it off. Bear with me, everybody. There we go. App control will allow you to turn on all of these switches or plugs on will, just like you could manually, or it will allow you to see the battery percentage that's left and the voltage or temperature it's running at. Now, it does take a large wall plug, and it does have that large air cooling technology with the fan inside. Just like the smaller variation, you have, of course, the silicone pads on the bottom. With the full charge, you should be able to charge your phone about 12 times off of this. Your 45 watt house fan should be able to run for at least 4 hours or more. Now, your flat screen TVs should be able to run off of this as well. Now, with that being said, we can go into a little bit more things that you guys can run, from 4 drone batteries, 3 laptop charges, 16 hours with the Bluetooth speaker. You guys could even do a 14 hours with your Wi-Fi router, 4 hours with your TV, 20 hours with a 5 watt lamp, 6 hours with the pet heating pad, or if you really are desperate, that mini fridge. You guys can do that mini fridge for a few hours, get that chill on that drink for you, and be golden. The 240V2 is coming in at $179. That's a 28% savings. That's right, 28% savings. Now, don't sleep on that deal. Also, guys, if you don't want that deal, pair it with, of course, the Mini 40 solar panel. Now, this package deal is $249. This is less than 11 pounds. This would be great college student gift. If you are ever worried about your college student being at college during a natural disaster or, a storm, and they don't have power and you're worried about them, they will actually be able to charge their phones off of this and then contact you through their phones. You guys know college students, they're always at 5% battery because they're always scrolling through their phone, watching that other, socials and stuff, which is kind of funny. This is an amazing little package. This is actually quite well done, very portable and very acceptable. At 11 pounds of weight, this is easily carried and put it out around. This would also work in a great bug out bag. Bug out bags are really actually quite important and really well done in certain areas of the country. So if you guys need one of those, this would work out great there too. 240V2, version 2 of the original, and of course the Mini 40 solar panel. Great little price point. Any questions? I don't see no questions. Let's check all of the chats for us. I think the chats are good. We're caught up there. All right. Yep, we're good with chats. So we're going to move on to the 300. This is the Jackery Explorer 300. Now, the Jackery Explorer 300 is 293 watt hours of power in original housing fixture. Now with that, it's got, of course, that beautiful fixed handle, and it has their beautiful large logo. With this, it actually has 2 AC outlets that do 300 watts of pure sine wave power, can peak at 500 if you guys need that little extra oomph. Now the cool part is you got 2 USB-A ports and a USB-C port. The USB-C port is a 60 watt in and out port. That means you guys can charge this device off of that 60 watt port. The DC plug is an input only, and you have that DC output port over here, cigarette lighter. Now with this, has actually got the original screen with different colorways, so you guys can actually see that. What I can actually tell you is this thing's been sitting quite a while. It has not been charged and still has 68% of charge. 7.1 pounds is actually what your weight is on this device. Now, at that weight, it's actually quite easily carryable. When fully charged off of the wall plug, it's going to take 3.5 hours. If you use the cigarette lighter plug, 3.5 hours. If you use the wall plug and the USB-C port together, 2 hours, you're good to go. If you use the USB-C port, we'll see you guys later. I'm taking a nap. Yeah, where I'm going with that one. Now, you guys can also use it with the solar panel to charge it through that USB-C port. It's going to take 4.5 hours. That's a 100-watt charge or 60 watts charge max. So you get where I'm going with this. When fully charged, you guys can run, let's say, a Nintendo Switch for about 40 hours. Your mini fridge for 4.5 hours. Your flat screen TV, 4.5 hours. 15 to 16 phone charges. 15 to 16 DSLR batteries. 5 to 6 drone batteries like your Mavic Air 2s. 4 laptop charges. And guys, the lightweight portability of this is where it's truly at. 20.4 amp hours or 293 watt hours at 14.4 volts. This is, of course, the perfect little thing to carry around. Pair it with, of course, a solar panel, and you guys can get it for $299. Now, that solar panel is actually going to be their new bifacial 100-watt panel. This bifacial 100-watt panel will do 100 watts at 18 volts at 25% efficiency, even in low light settings. Now, it is actually 4 panels long in a single fold-up piece that is, of course, two-sided with this setting. With that 100-watt panel, guys, you can charge the 300 in, of course, 4.5 hours. Now, with it, it will come with that 10-foot cable. It does come with 2 handles. Each handle has 4 rivets, nice strong fabric, and, of course, clasp to hold it shut. When you open it up, you're going to be greeted with, of course, the monocrystalline solar cell black side, and on the back side is the blue side. This is a really, really long panel. For me to kind of show you guys this, I have to stretch really far out there, and you guys can kind of see how long this panel truly is. That's the size of this panel. This panel is actually very, very phenomenally done. There's, of course, the back side. The back side is going to charge off of the reflective light. Now, I've been asked 3 times in the last 2 days by several people, including my boss, Justin, or my best friend, or my friend, or whatever you want to call him. He actually asked, can you charge your solar panel from inside your house with the glass window shut? I'm going to tell you guys the truth. No, you cannot. That panel cannot take a charge through that window because you have UV protectant inside those glass panels. That UV protectant is not going to allow for the solar light to come through and charge correctly. If you open the window, yes, then you can technically get the solar light through the window on this, as long as the window's opened. It will be the same thing through your actual car window. You cannot get a solar charge through a car window like that off of this. It will not work properly, and the reason for that being is your car windows also have a UV protectant set inside. Your cars also have on the windshields a glue protectant that holds it together as well. Now, most of your cars also on the top have a brow, and that brow is kind of tinted, so that's even more of a protectant. So you cannot charge these through your windows. It's not going to happen unless you have standard glass with non-UV protectant. Most houses do not have that. They have, of course, double panes or triple panes. They have inserted gases between them, and they have UV protected like films on them. So not going to happen. But guys, this package with the course solar panel, $299.00. That's a 40% savings to get a system and, of course, a solar panel of this magnitude and kickstands. Definitely worth it. Any questions about that, guys? I'm not going to put the panel down because I'm using it as armrest. We're going to sit here and have a nice little conversation today. Oh, what do we got up next? I think we have the 500. All right, cool. We're going to talk about the Jackery Explorer 500. Now, if I bounce down to here and I move cameras, and I actually do the table, and we go over here to the table, and we're going to move all the way down. Let's do this. We're going to talk about that bad boy down there. And you guys are probably like, whoa, where? It's right there. Don't worry about it, guys. It's definitely there. This is the 500. Now, the 500 is, of course, still original housing fixture. The 500 is 518 watt hours of power in a 13.25 pound package. Now, 13.25 pounds, that's actually like carrying around a few gallons of water without a problem, right? I mean, water weighs quite a bit. It's almost like carrying around your pet cat. You know who I'm talking about. Those cats are big. Now, this is a cool little piece. 518 watt hours of power. It does have one ACL that does 500 watts of pure sine wave power. Can peak at 1,000 for you. At 1,000 watts of rate, that's actually a nice large amount of products you can connect in. 500 watts is decently well at the pure sine wave. Now, you do have 3 USB-A ports, 2.4 amp, 5 volts with those ports. You also have 3 DC plugs. One is going to be, of course, your round 12 volt 10 amp cigarette lighter plug. Then you have your 6.2 millimeter plugs. And then above it, you have your 8 millimeter DC input port for like your wall power brick, your cigarette lighter plug, or your solar panel. On the side is a flashlight that does 2 modes, standard light and of course SOS pattern. I'm going to flip around and show you guys that. Here is standard mode. If I hold the button down, SOS pattern for you. If I hold it down and tap it again, it's going to shut off. You're going to see the large panels with the air vents. The air vents, of course, are for the cooling. On the front, it actually has that beautiful screen, but still has that beautiful large Jackery logo. Also has, of course, the Jackery Solar Station logo down here. Fixed handle. That fixed handle is going to allow you to carry it around. It will, though, take you 5.5 hours on a wall plug to fully charge it. It's also going to take you 5.5 hours on a cigarette car lighter to charge it. That is, of course, your range of charging capabilities. It can also charge off of a solar panel if need be. It's going to take you about 7.5 hours to charge it off even a 100-watt solar panel. Now, when fully charged, you should be able to get about 7 hours on that 60-inch flat screen TV, 9 hours on a mini cooler, 30 hours with the laptop. Usage per hours, guys, all right? Now, you guys can do more than that, like electric blankets, mini coolers, air pumps, blenders, not mixers. You cannot use a hair dryer off of this. Curling iron, possibly, as long as it's about 1,000 watts. Some of them are over that. Most are like 1,200 watts or more. So you have a range of varieties. Your drone batteries can be ran off of this. Your CPAP machine can be run off of this for a couple of days without a problem, as long as you're not using the heated hose. If you use the heated hose off of the 500, over 9 hours, under 14 hours-ish. Now, that heated hose does take quite a bit of power. So that's your range with this system. The charging rate, like I said, 5.5 hours, 5 hours, you know, like that, it's going to happen. The solar panel charge is definitely where it's going to be at, like 7.5 hours with, of course, this 100-watt solar panel. It does come in a package deal. By itself, $284.99, that's a 43% savings. With the solar panel, it's a 40% savings at $479. Final price for you guys tonight. Now, if you guys bought multiple devices of those ones that we just showed you guys that add up to over $1,500, use that 5% code to get an extra 5% off. You won't be disappointed with that code and, of course, saving some money. Now, like I always say, if you guys buy systems with solar panels, they will end up saving you money in the long run because you're not using the wall plug to actually charge these. Unlike me that lives in an apartment and it has to charge these up for the streams. Now, you guys will actually be using solar panels and you'll be saving yourself some money in your pocket by using the solar panels instead of your wall power. That's a great idea. It's an amazing idea. To have it as, it's pretty much the same size as, let's say, a basketball or even a soccer ball. It's quite sizably small, and weight is about 13.25 pounds. It's not that heavy. Solar panel, of course, is under 10 pounds as it is. Perfect package deal between the two. If you guys want it by itself or with the solar panel, you're going to be very, very happy. Full package weight with the solar panel is 19.3 pounds. So take your 13 and 13.3 pounds away. There's your 6 pounds for the solar panel. 6-pound panel. This panel is actually light. I thought it was a little bit more than that, but I knew it was under 10 pounds. Now I know it's 6 pounds. It's light. So 500 and 500 watt station with, of course, the beautiful 100 watt panel. You have your options there. So is everybody ready for the holiday tomorrow? Is anybody doing anything fun? Are you guys heading off to, of course, family members' houses? Or are you staying home and just hanging out doing nothing? Or are you like the rest of us that maybe working and streaming or working and heading to work? I believe Sheila's going to be doing some food and stuff. She's not going to share with me at all. All right, with that being said, we're going to move over into, of course, the deals of the day. Why do I call these the deals of the day? Because they are marked down so phenomenally low that they're actually well worth picking up at this price range. We're going to start off with the 1000 V2. Now, the 1000 V2 is actually 56% off for you guys today. That's a $349 price tag. There is a clippable $50 coupon on the Amazon page that we activated this morning for you guys. You guys can clip that coupon plus the already 50% off and save yourself a good amount of money. With the 1000 V2, you guys, you're going to have a great power station. This power station is going to do phenomenally well. It is still a very light but beautiful power station. It has app control, and it moves to the new LiFePO 4 cell, the lithium LiFePO 4 cell. It moves away from the old fixtures. Now, we are going to pop over here. We're going to say, let's move to the side. There is the 1000 V2. Now, the 1000 V2 is actually 1,070 watt hours of power. Huh? Yeah, 1,070 watt hours of power in a 24-pound package. That's phenomenally well weighted and set up. I'm going to set down the solar panel. We're going to get into this. We're going to start talking. We're going to have fun about the 1000 V2 once I actually shift and sit on my leg because I'm starting to fidget. All right, Black Friday deal of the day, guys. This is a great, crazy price point. Like I said, it's already 50% off for you guys. Use that extra $50 clippable coupon that we added to make it down to $349. At 1,070 watt hours of power, it only is going to take under 2 hours to fully charge this device on fast charging standard mode. This does have Charge Shield 2.0, so you guys can actually put it in super emergency charge mode and have it fully charged at a 1 hour charge rate. You do have 3 AC outlets on the front. Those 3 AC outlets are actually going to do 1,500 watts of pure sine wave power. At 1,500 watts of pure sine wave power, you guys can run 1,150 watt window AC without an issue. It can peak at 3,000. When you peak at 3,000, that means technically you guys can plug in your electric weed eater or your electric lawnmower, which is around 2,200 watts, and run it off of this device. You may only get a half an hour runtime, but you guys can actually do it. You do have one USB-A port at 18 watts. You have one USB-C at 100 watts. You have a second USB-C at 30 watts max charging capability. Above that is that 12 volt 10 amp cigarette lighter plug. That would actually be good for, let's say, the Jackery cabling for charging your batteries. On the opposite side is, of course, that 12 volt 10 amp, or not 12 volt 10 amp, that flashlight. Stephanie, welcome back. How are you doing, Stephanie? Thank you for popping in and hanging out with us all week. I really appreciate it. How is your holiday starting off? Are you doing anything fun for the holiday? Now you have that flashlight, guys. It's going to do 3 brightnesses: standard low light, standard highlight, and SOS pattern. SOS pattern on these systems are meant to trigger and warn people that you need help or are lost or stranded. It would be great, like, if you guys had a natural disaster. Yep, tomorrow, I know. Yeah, definitely. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. A lot of people are traveling. A lot of people are heading to the families, or a lot of people are throwing some get-together. I will be here working and streaming. Yeah, that's why I asked. I didn't know. Some families do it the night before. Some do it the day of. Some travel the night before to get to where they're heading. Me, I'm not moving 20 feet. What? Yeah. I'm going to move mostly, I'm going to move about 1,000 square feet away to my bedroom, and then I'll come back to here to work. Now, like I said, 1,500 watts, under 2 hours, fully charged. You have that screen, still have app control. What could you run off of this device? You have a wide range of products that you could do. You guys could do, let's say, a drone. You guys could do movie projectors. You guys could do speakers. You guys can do space heaters. A projector. That's right. 100-watt projector should be able to run for at least 10 hours without a problem off of this device by itself. That's a good runtime for a projector. Now, you guys could do at least 14 laptop charges. You guys can also do probably 20 drone batteries. Again, DJI drone batteries is what I'm ranging that off of. Your Starlinks, anywhere from 10 hours to 29 hours. Sarah, hello. How are you doing? Welcome to the show. Around 40 to 50 cell phone charges, guys, is what I'm going to tell you. 40 to 50 cell phone charges. That's your standard 4,000 milliamp battery. You guys could also do, let's say, your Wi-Fi router for a week, or of course electric chainsaw drills, or circular saws for about 40 minutes or so. If you want to do that 45-watt house fan because it's definitely hot, 23 hours is where you're at with this. If you want to do the heated blanket, maybe 12 hours or so. Your microwave, possibly 50 to 55 minutes. Mini fridge, 14 hours. Guys, the sky's the limit. This will do a lot in this small package. By itself, $349 is the price tonight for you. It's a great price point. It's a phenomenal piece. It has, of course, that handle that folds up and can be put away. It's got cooling technologies, does allow for multiple solar panels. You guys can actually charge at multiple solar panels without a problem with this. That's kind of cool. Now, charge mode AC input is going to allow about 60 hertz at 15 amps max with the AC input. Your car ports, like I said, is a little bit different. Now, charge rate will, of course, change depending on what you're changing or how you're charging it with. I'm going to give you guys a couple little ranges. First and foremost, if you have 2 of the 200-watt Solar Saga solar panels, 2.5 hours is your charge rate. I appreciate that. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well and to your family. 2.5 hours with 2 of the solar panels. Fully charged, you don't have to worry about it. That's a good charge rate with the solar panel on a system of this size. It's a great piece of technology that's going to do well for you in quick emergencies, your RVs, your toy haulers, or just all around having fun. Now, you guys could also do like this little video that I'm about to play. And you might want to actually start running your inflatable decorations or lights. Well, why not use the Jackery Explorer 1000 V2 to actually do that? Now, you guys are seeing that wattage climb right there, and of course, it's going to show, of course, how much hours are left at 22% battery. Now, we do have, of course, multiple light sets and, of course, a lot of inflatable decorations plugged in. You guys are seeing those inflatable decorations start inflating up there for you guys on scene. Now, the cool part is actually in the back of, on the other side of the fence, there's actually 5 more inflatable decorations and more lighting that is actually being ran off of this. Now, the whole lighting and icicles that you see around the porch as well is being ran off of this beautiful 1000 V2. Now, guys, it's going to do a well job for all of your holiday decorations, paired up with, of course, a solar panel, and you don't have to actually... So like you guys are seeing, it can actually do quite a bit for you. And you guys are going to, when we sweep back around, you're going to see it's only at 22% battery and it has still about 2 hours of runtime. Could you imagine that at 100% battery of charge rate? It's going to run quite a long time without a problem. You would be able to run your decorations for the neighbors to see and yourself to see most of the night before you guys had to shut it off. And that's kind of cool with that. I apologize, everybody. I've been talking quite a bit this week. So, with that, you guys can do quite a bit, run a lot. You can have it run and charge off the solar panel and not have to worry. To allow it to charge off the solar panel, you'll never have to pay the electric company that way. You guys can actually run these decorations, whether it be Halloween or Christmas or any other holiday that you celebrate. 4th of July. I mean, maybe you guys put up some inflatable eagles and a banner. That's up to you guys. This system can do that. Now, it doesn't just have to be that type of things. It can be yard tools, whatever you want. By itself, like I said, $349 with, of course, that $50 clip coupon. 56% savings for you guys tonight. Really cool piece. If you want to get the 1000 V2 with the 200 watt solar panel, that's $699 normally, but there is, of course, another clippable coupon. That's going to give it to you guys at $649. $649 is like a 53% savings. Or 50% savings. That's a good deal. And that 200 watt solar panel is a very, very large solar panel. I got a little one overnight. Sorry, I'm not. What? You know, then she should be here picking on me. You bring the little one in and allow her to pick on me. Sheila is slacking. Sheila is slacking today. I agree, Sarah. It's a very, very beautiful one. It would do well for that. I would put that on my Christmas wish list. Unfortunately, I already have one, so I don't need to put it on my wish list, but I love it. I really love the big one behind me. If I get a house, I will be doing that. She can definitely understand me. You don't worry about that. We talk the same language. Stuffed animals and toys. We got this. You give her a cookie and some licorice. Just make sure it's not black right now because she probably doesn't need black licorice. You know what, Sheila? Let her have ice cream. Grandma says the little one can have ice cream. Needs sugar. For those of you that don't know, Sheila is actually a team member of the Dragon Blogger team, so just messing with her is a natural thing. Now back to that, guys. The 1000 V2 is definitely a great pick. Getting it with the solar panel is a better pick. I would say grab 2 of them panels, and then you won't have to, of course, charge it, and you won't have to use the wall plug. You guys can do multiple things. Now, I've done more than just what you guys saw right there. I've used the 1000 V2 to actually power my camera gear. I've used the 1000 V2 in content creation by powering little gaming laptops. I've actually used it to power mini PCs. I used it to power my Xbox Series X. That's really, really kind of cool. You can do a lot of different rangings of things, including your TVs. You guys can even do it to run, technically the amount of power that comes through that, you guys can even put a hair dryer on this. Now, your hair dryer is 1600 watts. At 1600 watts, you're not getting a full half hour or so, but it's going to be enough time to get that hair dry if your power goes out and you were stuck in the shower. So you can do that. Both variations are really, really well done at a great price point for you guys. They're quite powerful. If you don't want the smaller one, though, you guys can go over to the Big Brother, and we can move over to that one. So this is going to be the Big Brother. Now I'm going to back out the magnification so we can see this. The 2000 V2. Now, by luck, the 2000 V2 is actually paired up to the app. So when I can go into the app, I can actually turn the flashlight on from the app. I can go to high brightness in the app. I can actually hit SOS pattern, well, as long as my finger will hit it, and go into SOS pattern. We can also turn that off. We can turn on the screen if we want to see the charge that's left on the screen. With the app on control, you guys can actually see the charge when you're not even near the system. It will also allow you guys to turn on all of the switches, like the AC plug and DC plug. You guys can see I'm actually pulling about 7 watts of power out of that, and I still have a long runtime to go on this device. Inside the app is where it's going to allow you to switch it over to Smart Charge Control. You guys can put it in Super Emergency Charge Mode. That's going to give you guys a 1-hour charge rate with the system of this size. This device does weigh 39 pounds. Now at 39 pounds, it packs 2,042 watt hours of power. In standard charge mode, it is under 2 hours to fully charge it. In super charge mode, An hour is your charge rate. You have 3 AC outlets. Those 3 AC outlets are going to do 2200 watts of pure sine wave. Now, what's pure sine wave? That means clean power, no spikes whatsoever. If you guys know about power or electric, when you have spikes, it's not always good to have a bunch of really sharp peaks and dips. That means you guys don't have really clean power. Even at max 4400 watts, it is still not really peaky. It's almost still kind of just a wave. So it's kind of cool. It still has the 2 USB-C ports. One's a 30-watt port, one's a 100-watt port. You have the USB-A port down below that does 18 watts. That's for like your standard devices, like let's say this remote control that needs charge or smaller phones. If you want to, though, you have the 12-volt 10-amp plug. That cigarette lighter plug will allow you to do multiple things. First and foremost, if you guys have a car adapter, cigarette lighter adapter that gives you extra USB-Cs, you could use that through this. Great idea. You still have that flashlight like I showed you, this screen. You have app control, but what you can run with the amount of power that it has is actually outstanding. Technically, you guys can run, let's say, a CPAP machine for 150 hours. You are going to sleep well with that machine for 150 hours without a problem. Now, I can only dream of sleeping over 8 hours a night because that just doesn't happen. This would be a dream to be able to sleep for that amount of time, which will happen at some point in the next future. Now, you can do more than just that. Let's go there. You guys can actually do a lot more. The amount of things that can be ran off of this is going to be just like crazy. 200-watt desktop PC, 12 hours. Microwave, hour and a half. 1150-watt window AC, about 2 hours. 1000-watt window AC, 2.25 hours to almost 2.5 hours. If you have an 800-watt RV AC, 3.5 to 4 hours is your runtime with that. Mini fridges, portable freezers, movie projectors, hair dryer for an hour. Technically, you guys can run, let's say, your weed eater or lawnmower for 2.25 hours. Your angle grinders, 4 hours. You can do 60 to 70 cell phone charges or more. 45 drone battery charges. That's like a 90-watt battery. Blenders, air pumps, inverter heaters, electric grills. Guys, you can do it all with this. It's got the power to outlast a lot of stuff. In a 39-pound package. At $791. That's normally a $1,500 product. It's already 40% off, but use our Black Friday code. Get it at $791. It's going to give you guys that at like 53% off. That is a phenomenal price point. It can also be used as what's called a UPS, or uninterruptible power supply. When the station is plugged into the wall and your device is plugged into it, you lose power. It will still stay running with that device. With a single 200-watt solar panel, 5 hours of charge rate is where you're at. With 2 of those panels, it's going to cut it down. With 4 of those panels, you're about 2 hours. At 2 hours, you're fully charged, you're up and running, you have no problem. Here's where it's kind of cool. You guys can technically use the AC outlet and the solar charging to have it fully charged in under 55 minutes. At under 55 minutes, you're fully charged in 2 different ways at once. That's a crazy quick charge. That's like using the super emergency charge rate. Now, this has got a new technology in it as well. The original 2000 was quite bigger and heavier. It was over 44 pounds. Now, it is actually 34%, they consider 34% less weight and size than some of the others in the market. It has got what's called cell-to-body technology. If you guys know anything about honeybees and their honey hive and their beehives and how they're built, most honeybees have what's called a cell technology, or cell. The cells are like octagons with round circles in it, and they make up a grid. They did that inside the housing so they can actually design and put the batteries in it to make it less sizable. So the original battery structure actually took up more size, and it actually needed more hands-on time to build it. It took a 3-stage build process before. Now it's a lot less of a build process. They're dropping the actual batteries in the cells and then they're connecting it up that way. Less time on this means it's actually got a quicker turnaround time. It's also smaller, so you guys don't have as much a large of a device sitting around. I actually have the original 2000. I don't have it sitting here, or I could have showed you guys the size difference. This is a really cool piece. The new technology does really well. Now, like most of these devices, this one will be about 30 decibels. At 30 decibels, that's quieter than me sitting here talking at a loud pace. It's quieter than somebody sitting in a library not speaking. It's quieter than my house fan. It's quieter than my PC. I'm definitely sure it's quieter than my monitor or my feedback mic. So really quiet, can be used pretty much anywhere. Now, I always go into this talk. Why choose an electrical solar system instead of a gas generator? There's a few reasons. First and foremost, a gas generator actually produces quite a bit of noise. With that noise, it's going to keep you up or bother you or your neighbors. A gas generator also puts out gases. Those gases cannot be used inside a house. That means that generator cannot be used inside the house. Those gases can actually be poisonous or can actually cause damage to you. The electric generator does not produce noise. It does not produce gas. That means you guys can even leave this sitting next to your baby. It's not going to be a problem when running this device. That's actually a lot of reasons just right there to say, hey, electric solar panel is the way to go, not gas generator. It's a really cool piece. Now, even the maintenance is minimal with this. You don't need a lot of maintenance with this. Most of it's going to be like topping off the battery. Gas generators, you have to rebuild stuff. You have to, clean the oils out. You have to, of course, change the oil filters. You have to change the air filters. You have to, of course, do gas connecting into it. There's a lot to it. The ongoing cost with that, this has actually got a minimal cost with the actual runtime. That's where it's really at. It's a phenomenal idea that you guys can do with this as you need. Now, some of you may know, I know Sheila knows, I didn't have a lot of hands-on time with power stations before I started doing these streams over a year and a half ago. I was the type of person that was like, gas, everything, gas this. Now, even I didn't want gas generators, but I wasn't, too that far into electric generators as well. I used a few of the smaller systems from other people. I've used some power banks and stuff. Was never truly fully happy or, with the outcome of those. Started using Jackery ones. I was like, these come in handy. They actually boggle my mind at how much I start using these stations for pretty much everyday stuff. I will grab a generator or a system like this quicker than I'll grab an extension cord or a wall outlet. If I can plug something into one of these in an area that I would normally have to move something to plug in, I'll use these instead. It makes things so much easier. Now, like I said, 2000 V2 is, of course, $791 with, of course, that code that we have you tonight. But it can do even more with that. Thor, what's up, buddy? Long time no see. Turkey, turkey, turkey. You mean gobble, gobble, gobble until I wobble? Nope. No turkey for me. You could even run a laptop for about 34 hours off of this. You guys could do about 17 hours with a 100-watt fridge. Your 150-watt water pump, about 11 hours or so. Microwave, like I said, hour and a half with this. It's got the capabilities to run quite a bit by itself, and it's a great deal. If you want to, though, you can get the 2000 V2 with 2 of the 200-watt solar panels at $1,500. That's a 40% savings. That's a crazy savings that's going to do well for a lot of you. So that's the 1000 V2. That's the 2000 V2. Those are, of course, our deals of the day. If you guys are looking for a system that's going to be at a great killer price point, that's going to do a lot, those two I would check out. So great options right there. How you doing, Thor? What's up, my friend? And if you guys didn't notice, I actually just bit my cheek a little bit ago, so I'm slurring my words. Don't bite your cheek when eating candy. Lozenges. All right, guys, I'm going to share those discount codes with you guys one more time. Let's do this. Yeah, definitely. It's a great day. It's been a great week. Of course, I've been streaming twice a day for multiple days, and I got, I think, 5 more days of this before I get a break. All right. We talked about some smaller stations that were portable. We talked about some little bit smaller stations that were even more portable. We talked about middle-sized stations that are phenomenal. We also talked about that 2000 V2 that is actually quite a powerhouse in its own right. But we have not talked about a bigger station, and that's where we're about to go to. We're going to talk about a $2,800 station that's actually at $1,799 today. Now, at $1,700.99, you guys are going to have a phenomenal product, and I'm actually trying to find it in my carousel. Where is it? There we go. This is going to be the 3000 Pro. Now, the 3000 Pro is actually, if I move the camera, is on the table down below there. It has LED lighting on it. If you guys have been around our shows for a while, you guys will know that I've been running those LED lights off of this system for quite a while without recharging the system. The battery on said system, and I left it on all day, is now about at 36% battery. All right, 3000 Pro. Well, let's zoom on in. Let's show you guys what you're getting in a 64-pound package. The 3000 Pro is 64 pounds. It weighs quite a bit. With that weight, they actually did something really cool. They added these 2 large 3-inch wheels on the side and an aluminum handle that folds up into the body. With that, it actually makes leveraging and tipping it and rolling it quite easy. Even in grass, dirt, gravel, concrete, carpet, and sometimes sand. Sand can be finicky though. If you're in a soft sand, it will sink. If it's a hard compact sand, you probably are going to be fine. Now this system does pack 3,024 watt hours of power in a quite sizable punch. It will take you about 2.5 hours to fully charge it on a wall plug. It will take you 3.5 hours with 6 of the 200 watt Solar Saga solar panels. This device can work down to -4 degree weather, which is decently well done. When fully charged, you guys can run on, let's say, your flat screen TV for over 35 hours. At 35 hours, you're keeping everybody busy and out of your hair while you're wrapping gifts or just trying to cook a turkey. Well, if you guys have the TV connected up to this, you probably aren't cooking a turkey because you need that oven connected up. Now, you do have 5 AC outlets. 4 of those are your standard 3-prong American plugs at 3,000 watts of pure sine wave power. The 5th is going to be that NEMA style plug at 3,000 watts of pure sine wave power. Can peak at 6,000 if you truly need to. You're going to have, of course, 2 USB-C ports at 100 watts max charging capability. You're going to have 2 USB-A ports at 18 watts max charging capability. Above that is going to be a 12-volt 10-amp cigarette lighter plug that is hidden away behind that panel. With the full charge, guys, you can run more things than besides that flat screen TV for a crazy long time. You guys can run a welding machine, that's a 5,800 watt machine, at over an hour time. Almost 3 hours with a weed eater / lawnmower. Electric hand drill, 6 hours. Chainsaw, about 2. You guys can do an ankle grinder for 6 minutes or 101 cell phone charges off of this device. 6 hours with the space heater, 70 drone batteries. 3 hours with that 1150 watt window AC, or approximately 5 hours with that 1000 watt window AC, or approximately 12 hours. You hear where I'm going with the 800 watt / 600. The time will keep going. Now, a 3 watt light bulb / 5 watt light bulb will be able to run about 220 to 250 hours without an issue. 15 hours with the mini cooler. You want to do a movie night out back. You guys got the projector out. You guys get the inflatable, the projection screen, and of course the popcorn maker. Plug them all in, guys. Get about 19 hours, including all together, and have some fun. Pair up a Bluetooth speaker, and you guys are going to get about 18 hours of fun and listening to all of that other cool stuff while watching the movie. This would make great for, of course, the backyard movie marathon, from like Lord of the Rings to, of course, Fast and the Furious, or if you guys really like Twilight. I'm not a Twilight fan. I just threw that in there in case my wife was watching. Now, you guys can do even more, let's be honest. You guys can do inflatable decorations. You guys can do Halloween decorations. You guys can do Christmas lights. You guys can even run your electric snowblower if you really needed to. Functionality in the cold, power on the go, can be used as an emergency power supply with a 20 millisecond switchover with ultra-fast charging capabilities. At $1,800 by itself, it is a crazy price point at 36% off. Use 5% discount code, save yourself some money. If you really want to, though, get it with the 100-watt solar, or the 200-watt solar panels. Now, this is like a $2,000 price tag. It's literally from $1,800 to $2,000. That's a $200 jump. At $200, you're getting two $404 solar panels included in this kit. That's a 50% savings. You guys get the exact same station. You're just going to get two of those very large solar panels included. Get a few more of them, and you guys are going to be able to charge it in 2.5 hours to 3.5 hours with ease. This is an amazing one. Portable suitcase design, 30 decibels, app control, can be used as an EPS, will of course run multiple ideas, and does automatically unlock that 30% tax credit. Now that tax credit, of course, means you guys qualify for a tax credit back, and that is from the Residential Clean Energy Program. You'll have to reach out to your utility company to talk to them about it. Now, by itself or with solar panels, you're going to have a great package deal that's going to do whatever you want. Now, with the 3000 Pro, I've done quite a few things. I've actually ran my movie projector with it, which is a short throw movie projector. I've ran Bluetooth speakers. I've connected up tons and tons of electronics, camera gear. I've done, of course, my gaming computer. This will actually allow you to stream a full stream without a problem, even on one of the harder and more power-hungry devices that you could think of. Pair it up with the solar panels, let it charge and have fun, roll it around and take it on the go. You have what you need. Now, with that being said, I'm going to actually pop this over. We're going to grab the product page and I'm going to show you guys this video. This is mine. This is the projector and, of course, the actual 3000 Pro. You'll see on the screen it's saying about 270 watt hours of power or so, 272. It's saying I have 10 hours of runtime at that wattage. Now you guys are going to see the projector that I am actually using on this. This is what's called the WeMax Nova 4K projector. Now the WeMax Nova is a crazy killer short throw projector. That projector, of course, probably cost more than this station and then some. Now, the projector produces a phenomenal bright picture, but to be able to run it off a station like this, and I'm actually running that, the Nintendo Switch, the actual DVD player, and the router off of that switch. It is plugged into, of course, a distribution down below, and then connected into that. You guys can do all of this at home as well, and then some more, and still have a great runtime. You know, like I said, 270 watts is what we were pulling off of this. To be able to run it for over 10 hours, that's a crazy long time. It's a really cool little piece. You guys can do everything you want and then some if you need. 3000 Pro, definitely worth checking out and having fun. Any questions about any of those stations we have shown thus far, guys? I'm out of ice. My water is no longer iced. All right, don't see no questions. Let's actually go to me and talk about the system. This is going to be a package deal, guys. We're going to talk about the 3000 plus system. Now, You're probably thinking 3,000 plus. No, 300 plus. I just showed you guys the 3,000 Pro, so we're going to talk about the 300 plus package deal. That's going to be this bad boy right here, and that solar panel right here. This is 11-pound package. Now, at 11 pounds, this is very, very capable of being carried and portability taken anywhere. This would work for camping, hiking, of course, that college student or a bug out bag, or just somebody at home that wants one. 288 watt hours of power in a 11-pound package. Now, 288 watt hours. That can be fully charged in under an hour and a half without an issue. That's a crazy quick charge time. Now, it's going to come with the waterproof, water-resistant solar panel. It's going to come with this actual station with a handle. It's going to do a bunch of very, very beautiful things. Now, here we're going to go. One AC outlet that does 300 watts at pure sine with power can peak at 600. You have the USB-C at 100 watts bidirectional. You have the USB-C at 15 watts, of course, output. You have the 15-watt USB-A port and that 12-volt 10-amp cigarette lighter plug like you come to expect from their stations. Flashlight. The flashlight does 2 lighting settings, low light and SOS pattern. Not a big deal. When fully charged, you guys should be able to run a Nintendo Switch for a little over 35 hours. You guys will be able to do about 13 cell phone charges to 14 cell phone charges. You will still be able to do about 4.5 to 5 drone batteries, or of course that mini fan for 4.5 hours. You'll still be able to do that flat screen TV for about 4.5 hours. This has the capability of doing great things in a small package. It is very carryable, very portable, and very, very beautifully well done. The 300 plus with mini 40 solar panel, if you add the solar panel, that's a 7.5 hour charge rate. That charge rate's decently well done. The solar panel is fully waterproof, water resistant. The station is not so much. Now with it, you can even do more like your Wi-Fi router, guys. Your Wi-Fi router will be able to run off of this system for probably 14 to 15 hours without a problem. That's not a bad runtime. You can even run, let's say, your laptop 3 times. You guys can do, of course, your camera gear. The sky's the limit with the ideas that you guys can plug into it. The 300 plus system is a beautifully well portable system that's going to do just well for pretty much anybody, including the entry-level person that doesn't know much about power stations like I did when we got the smaller ones, and I started learning that they're actually really amazing. Now, like the others, it actually is, of course, shock-resistant and shock-absorbent shell, has fire-retardant shell, has all the protections, has the intelligent battery management system, has that beautiful screen, and app control. With the app, like I showed you guys, can turn lights on. You guys can, of course, turn the switches on and have all the control that you need. 300 plus system is an amazing little system that will rock your socks in the times of need. Now, if you really want to, guys, use it as workout equipment. Get that blood flowing, and of course, get that one arm really strong, because I always use this one arm for some reason, because this one is just weak. It's a weak arm. No, I'm kidding, guys. This is kind of cool. I like it. Still has, of course, those silicone pads on the bottom, and uses the 3-prong AC outlet to charge it. So 300 plus package deal. That 300 plus package deal is actually $279. That's a good savings. So like a 30% savings. So if you guys need a station like that, 300 plus. I believe we're going to be moving up to the top of the stack over here, and we're going to move cameras. So we are. We're going to move over here. We're going to zoom on in, and we're going to go into 600 plus range. Now, this is actually a very small and mighty system as well. This only weighs 16 pounds. At 16 pounds, it actually packs 632 watt hours of power. At 632 watt hours of power, this device is $399. At $399, guys, you have 2 AC outlets that do 800 watts of pure sine wave power, can peak at 1600. You have one USB-C port at 30 watts, one USB-C port at 100 watts. You also have one USB-A port at 18 watts, and of course that 12-volt 10-amp plug. On the side, you got that flashlight. This flashlight does 3 modes: low light, high light, and of course SOS pattern for you. Now, I love the portability of this and the size of this 600 plus. This 600 plus can actually be fully charged in 2 hours or less without a problem in standard charge mode. Put it in emergency supercharge mode, Charge Shield 2.0. 1 hour is your charge rate with this system. That's amazing. It's actually really, really well done right there. Now, with it fully charged, you guys can actually run multiple devices, like 6 hours on the cartridge, 7 laptop charges. You guys can do, of course, even quick charging with solar panels. 2 100-watt solar panels can actually charge this up in, of course, 4 hours. 2 400-watt solar panels can have it charged in 2 hours. Now, kind of going to go into a few things. If you want to run, let's say, a 10-watt Bluetooth speaker, about 36 hours. A 20-watt Bluetooth speaker, half of that time. Now, 27 camera charges. That's going to be like your 8.5-watt batteries. 13, no, not 13 cell phone charges. We're not going there. You're probably going to get 16 to 18 cell phone charges off of this device on hand. If you want to do the 520-watt refrigerator, a little over an hour. You're 8 hours on your 60-watt TV. 10 hours with the fan. 5 to 6 hours with the movie projector. Of course, if you want to use the toaster oven, about a little over half an hour. That's a little bit of a finicky thing right there. 4,000 charge cycles for the first 10 years. After that, about 70% capacity. You're going to last a long time. By itself, it is a great price point. With that 100-watt bi-directional solar panel, that bi-directional or bifacial solar panel, it is $599. At $599, you're getting that station and a beautiful solar panel that will pair well for a lot of people. Again, that solar panel is going to be this bad boy right here. Now, this is actually a nice long, 50-plus inch long solar panel that weighs approximately 6 pounds. That's a really light panel. 25% efficiency, fully waterproof, water resistant. That's a great price point. Now, I love this one. This is actually a really beautiful one that will reach you in timely fashion. So if you guys need this before Christmas, it could happen. It could happen. So that's the 600 plus and 100 watt solar panel package, or 600 plus by itself. And of course, my eye itched. It's quiet tonight. Let's make some noise in here. Let's wake up the world. What do you guys think? No? You guys don't want to wake up the world? What's up with that, guys? Come on. All right, we're moving into what I like to call the modular range. The modular. What is modular compared to standalone? Standalone means it can actually have no batteries. It's literally just the station and, of course, solar panels. Modular to me means you guys can actually add batteries. That means you guys can expand the battery storage. That means you guys can expand the runtime. We're going to start off with the 1000 plus, then we're going to move to like the 2000 plus, and then we're going to get into that big bad boy, the 5000 plus. Now the 1000 plus is going to pack a little bit more than the 1000 V2. It's actually coming in at a little bit better of a wattage range. Cy, what's up, buddy? How you doing? How is Cy doing? Cy, are you tired or are you wide awake? Oh, I bet you Cy's ready for tomorrow, though. He's probably all ready to gobble, gobble, gobble. All right, 1000 plus power station is, of course, on the table behind us. This is an amazing little piece. It's actually only 32 pounds. At 32 pounds, you're going to get a beautiful station right next door right here. Now, that is, of course, the 1000 plus. It is 1264 watt hours of power. At 1264 watt hours of power, it's going to take less than 2 hours to fully charge it on a wall plug for you. Tired? Yep. I can feel it. I'm sure you're tired. I can tell. Maybe it's my eyes. Maybe I'm the one that's tired. You're sleepy. You're going to fall asleep. Don't you worry. Jokes. We got jokes, guys. Jokes, I tell you. All right, 1264 watt hours of power. It's going to take less than 2 hours to fully charge this on a wall plug. That's a decent runtime with 4 of the 100 watt solar panels. Guys, 4 of the 100 watt solar panels. you guys can actually charge this in 4.5 hours. If you use 4 of the 200-watt solar panels, 2.5 hours is what it's going to take to actually charge this device. So that's actually a good charge rate. Now, a little over an hour and a half is your charge time on a wall plug if you want to. If you guys want to charge this in your car on a cigarette lighter plug, about 7 hours. That's actually like a trip across a state or two. Now, if you guys are in New England, you probably can go across 3 states in less time than that if you really wanted to. I can go across probably 4 states. I'm just going to be honest. With 1264 watt-hours power, you have 3 AC outlets. Those 3 AC outlets do 2,000 watts of pure sine wave power, can peak at 4,000. What? Yeah, 4,000 peakage wattage. Besides that, you have 2 USB-C ports. Those do 100 watts charging capability. That's going to be good for pretty much whatever device you want to hook up through a USB-C port. That's actually well done. Now, you guys could also do, let's say, the USB-A ports at 18 watts max charging capability. Jennifer, thank you for the follow. I truly appreciate that. How are you doing on this fine holiday evening, or the pre-holiday evening? Now, 2 USB-A ports at 18 watts max. You do have the 12-volt 10-amp plug and that light on the side. The light does 3 brightnesses. 32-pound package means, guys, it is actually quite light and carryable and can be portable and moved from place to place. When fully charged, you guys can actually run, let's say, 1150 watt window AC over an hour without a problem. You guys could do so much more, from rice cookers to crock pots to, of course, coffee makers. 1,000 watt coffee maker like your espresso machine should be able to run about an hour and a quarter with that. 15 watt refrigerator, about 16 hours. You're going to have the capability to run more than just what I was telling you guys, because there are multiple variations. Like a blower motor fan, 2 hours. Power drill, up to 5 hours or so. Pruning saw, 95 minutes. Angle grinder, 2.5 hours. If you really want to, though, you guys can do, let's say, lamps, portable ACs. You guys can do blenders, projectors. You guys can even do smartphones. About 58 charges with the smartphone. 15 times with the laptop. 29 drone batteries. Now, the compatibility, you could even go farther with this. 100 watt movie projector over 9 hours. A rice cooker, about 3.25 hours. Your 520 watt refrigerator. Now, your 520 watt refrigerator is going to be approximately, I'm going to go here now. It really should be about an hour if you guys, or so, if you do the actual math. So 1,000 plus is literally 1,264 watt-hours power. That's 2 hours. You guys can go a little longer than that, let's be honest. Refrigerator doesn't always stay completely on. It kicks on and off throughout the day. When a temperature hits, it turns on and starts going. That's how the temperature, so the runtime may vary between on that. The microwave, like I said, about an hour or so. Your 2,000 watt heater, 30 minutes. Your weed eater or lawnmower, 88 minutes or so. It has a decent runtime. By itself, it is a good price point of like literally $645.99. With two of the 100 watt solar panels, it is $929. And $929, you get in that station that can run whatever you truly want, 2 solar panels to charge it at a great price point. Where you're really going to enjoy is it's actually expandable. It's modular. You can add battery packs. You guys can add a 1,000 battery pack, and we actually have the kit for you tonight. $1,399 for the station, the battery that's sitting right above it, and those 2 solar panels for $1,399. The moment you added that battery, you doubled your runtime on everything. So, with that being said, your 9 hours of runtime on the 100 watt projector just became 18 hours. Your 3.25 hours with, of course, the rice cooker just became over 6.5 hours. Your refrigerator went from, like, let's say 2.5 hours to, whatever, to double that. Your tea kettle just went to like 2.5 to 3 hours. You get where I'm going with this. The runtime just doubled with everything, including leaf blowers, lawnmowers, and everything under the sun with that if you need. It is expandable up to 3 batteries. Each battery is approximately $479 or $499. That's a decent price point to actually add an extra battery. This kit comes with one battery and the station. Now, 5 kilowatts of hour power max with the 3 batteries total. The moment you went over 3 kilowatts of hour power, you guys are eligible for that tax credit or refund thing. Now, we can go into it kind of, and I'm kind of going to go there. With the 5 kilowatts of hour power, you should be able to run your household for approximately a day. Now, this device is limited to, of course, the 3 AC outlets, the 2 USB-C ports, the 2 USB-A ports, and the cigarette lighter plug. It does not have Anderson clips. It does not have, of course, the transfer switch connectability. It does come with the linking cable for all the batteries and the 3 plugs, and of course it does 2,000 watts but can peak at 4,000. That means technically, guys, you can run quite a bit and use an extension cord if you needed to. With the double max draw at 22 amps, 800 watts, you can use 4 of the 200 watt solar panels to have it charged in 2.25 hours. That's a quick charge time. It's going to be around the same charge time with one battery than it is with just no batteries. Now, the moment you add a second or third battery, the run time or charge time is going to go farther than that. This is an amazing piece. 33% off on this kit. You cannot go wrong with that. Now, the charge rate and, of course, figuring out what wattage and all that you can actually do is going to be like, let's say, I can kind of do this. Let's see here. Let's share this with you guys. So this is kind of what's going to kind of be your math. Why can I not? You cannot send in. It's not sensitive information, sir. It won't allow me to send it. All right. We're not going to send the math algorithm. It won't let me send it. It says it's sensitive information. Stephanie is saying hello to Cybass. Cy may have popped out already, but if you didn't, hey, we're there. Now, 32 pounds at the station alone. Another, of course, 30 pounds with the battery. 60 plus pounds together with, of course, the cabling. This is, of course, the first modular system that's going to do everybody pretty well with that. Now, with that being said, I'm going to take a 1.5 minute break. I'm going to play a video. I'm going to pop aside. I'm going to grab a water. I'll be right back, guys. Bear with me 1 second.
This is Jackery 5000 Plus. The batteries are powered by industry-leading LFP cells, arranged in a CTB honeycomb structure. Of course, with no compromise in voltage. It outputs at both 120 and 240 volts to support 99% of household applications. A single unit outputs 7,400 watts. So even your big, power-hungry appliances keep going and going. Not to mention full support for EV charging hubs. Connect up to 10 extra battery packs for a whopping 60 kilowatt hours of storage and a 14,000 watt output. Everything's made possible by the smart transfer switch, where you effortlessly connect Jackery 5000 Plus to your home's electrical system. This gives you intelligent control over power from the grid. Recharge the batteries with most third-party photovoltaic systems or Jackery Solar Saga 500X portable solar panels. So, if there's a blackout, your entire home automatically reverts to battery power with no need for a noisy, smelly backup generator. With Jackery 5000 Plus, life goes on uninterrupted, unbound by the limits of the grid.
Alright guys, I am back. Of course, that's the 1000 Plus system that we were just talking about. We did show you guys the video of the 5000 Plus. Great products, amazing pieces. That's all going to do everybody very, very well. But if you guys want to step it up a notch, this next package is going to do that. We're going to start off with the 2000 Plus battery station. Now, this is the 2000 Plus station, the Explorer 2000. The 2000, of course, is a 62-pound package. But let's be honest, at 62 pounds, we expect what it's going to pack. And it's going to pack quite a punch. If you guys have not seen this system, wait until you do. That is, of course, going to look like the 3000 Pro on the opposite side. Now, when we zoom on in, you guys are going to be greeted with, of course, an identical housing to the 3000 Pro. The 2000 Plus is going to pack 2042 watt hours of power in a great little package deal. With that, it looks like a suitcase. So if we come over here, you guys can actually see what it looks like. That is, of course, that suitcase design. 2 large 3-inch wheels and a telescopic aluminum handle. That handle does, of course, fold up in the housing and can be put away to carry it around if you need or don't need. On the side are 2 large orange handles. That handles are allowed for manhandling the device. Now, these systems may not look easy to move around, but they are very easily to roll around. They roll around great on most surfaces without an issue. I love that they did that with these systems. Now, this device is only going to take 2 hours to fully charge on a wall plug. At $1,300, that's a 35% savings right there out the gate. With it, it's got, of course, 2 USB-C ports at 100 watts max. 2 USB-A ports at 18 watts max. Now, the USB-C ports are going to be more geared towards your power-hungry devices. Let's be honest. Your power-hungry devices are going to be like your gaming laptops, your MacBook Airs, your MacBook Pros. What else is really power-hungry? I'm going to go here. Have you guys seen the Red Magic gaming phone? That's a power-hungry little device that actually can and will be able to charge at a high power rate. It actually can charge at higher than 100 watts, which is crazy. That would be great for that 100 watt port. Now, the USB-A 18 watt port would be great for, the smaller devices that don't take a lot of charge. From your iPods to your earpods to your headphones to your remote controls to your flashlights to your lanterns. The 18 watts would do well for that range of pieces, even your Keystone lights or your small wireless cameras. Ranging from, let's say, your wireless doorbell camera, and of course mine's about due to be charged as well. With it, you also have 5 AC outlets. The 5 AC outlets are going to do 3,000 watts of pure sine wave power, can peak at, of course, 6,000. You also have that NEMA plug. Now, that NEMA plug is actually a really, really nice NEMA plug. It's going to do 120 volts at pure sine wave connectability for you. Now, that's actually cool. Now, the bottom ones will actually do 120 volts at 20 amps each plug. So you have the capability of allowing it through each plug with that as well. That's amazing. Can be connected up through the transfer switch through that single plug if you really need to on the NEMA side. With the full charge of 2 hours, you're up and running without a problem. If you want to charge this in your motorhome, your makeshift Volkswagen buses or vans or other ideas, 25 hours in the cigarette car lighter. If you have 6 of the 100 watt bifacial solar panels, about 6 hours. If you have 6 of the 200 watt panels, 2 hours is your charge time. You're good to go. This is still about 30 decibels of noise. It's going to run about 20 milliseconds of EPS or emergency power supply with an auto switchover, which is kind of cool. 4,000 charge cycles over the next 10 years at 100% battery. After that, 70 to 80%. Has, of course, 12 temperature sensors and multiple precautions and protections. By itself can run a 5,800 watt welding machine for about a half an hour without an issue. It can actually run a CPAP machine for 150 hours with no issue. That 200 watt desktop PC, like your Gateway, your Dell, and whatever else they create nowadays, that's the standard little mini, like small PCs. 200 watts. That's a 12-hour runtime. That's going to be like your portable PCs as well. If you guys want to do, let's say, like a weed eater, over 2.25 hours, 20 hours with your water pump, that's like a 60 watt pump. 4 hours with your angle grinder, that's about 600 watts or so with that charge. 60 times with your phone. Now, I do not know. I apologize, guys. That camera put itself to sleep, and I'm not sure why it put itself to sleep. It's been finicky for the last 2 days. Let me check the temperature. It's not hot. It's actually not hot. Okay. 45 drone batteries, 4.5 to 5 hours with your blender. Do you guys really need a blender that bad? I mean, milkshakes and daiquiris and, of course, all of those other cool things. Maybe you guys are making shaved ice. 4.5 hours to 5 hours. That's a good runtime. This device does weigh 62 pounds, so it is going to be a little bit with that. There could be even more devices than I've actually named off that could be run off of this without a problem. The cool part is by itself, it is $1,300. If you want to get it with 2 of the 200-watt solar panels, it's $1,899. That is not your final price tonight. Use that 5% discount code on the package of that to get it for even less. Now, we are going into the modular side or section of this because it is expandable. Now, above that is the battery that can connect up to this. That battery is going to double the power time with this. So you just went from 2,000 some odd watt hours of power to 4,085 watt hours of power. At 4,085 watt hours of power, you can run your house probably pretty much for about a day with this device. Now, it just opened up the eligibility for that, of course, tax credit. This can actually handle 5 of those batteries. You heard me correctly, 5 of those batteries. That's 12 kilowatts of hour power. 12 kilowatts of hour power should run your house for at least 2 days without an issue. The better part is this device can actually pair up with the second 2000 plus. When you go to the second 2000 plus, guys, you're at 24 hours or 24 kilowatts of hour power. 24 kilowatts of hour power. That's a crazy amount of power. That's almost 4 days of runtime or more without a problem. I'm going to say probably 5 days to be honest with you, but you're going to have a good runtime with this. This is actually going to do phenomenally well. This is definitely geared towards your off-the-grid living, your RVing, your camping, your home emergencies, your outdoor to outdoor usability, maybe your wood shop, your table shop, your metal shops, or you just, are tired of, using the electric from the company. Maybe you guys live in a campsite. That's up to you. This will do all of that for you. And it comes with the solar panels and the battery. By adding extra batteries, you guys can make the time run even longer. This is a $2,600 package at 48% off, but use that 5% code to get it even cheaper. That 5% code is a great code. We have it for you guys to actually save you guys a few dollars and to give you guys appreciation and thank yous for following us and watching us live over here. So that is the 2000 plus and 4000 kit. That's a very, very beautiful station. Now, I have my ice water again. And boy, is it good. I love ice water. With that, guys, I'm going to share that discount code for you guys all again. We're going to talk about it. Sue, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Much respect. First and foremost, we got that best price guarantee banner up there. That best price guarantee actually says anything between November 6th till December 2nd, you've purchased it, you see it a little cheaper after that, reach out to customer service and they'll help refund the difference. Below that is, of course, that 5% off banner that's going to give you 5% off of anything over $1,500 purchase. Now, that $1,500 purchase does exclude 4 items. Those 4 items is the 1000 V2, the 1000 V2 and 200 watt solar panel. It also excludes the 2000 V2 and 2000 V2 with 2 of the 200 watt solar panels. Now, the reason for that is that 1000 V2 by itself is actually 56% off tonight for you guys at $349. We actually added a $50 clippable coupon to the Amazon page for you guys this morning. Next up is going to be the 1000 V2 and the 200 watt solar panel for $649. Almost spoke improperly. We actually added another clippable coupon over there on the Amazon page to actually drop that down for you. That's another phenomenal savings. The 2000 V2 by itself is actually 53% savings with that Black Friday code I just posted for you guys in chat. Now, with that code, of course, you guys are going to have a nice little savings at $791. You're going to get 2,042 watt hours of power in a 39-pound package that can run pretty much whatever you think of without an issue. The final, of course, deal that is going to go for you is the 2000 V2 and the 2 200 watt solar panels. At $14.99, that's a 50% savings. It's a crazy price point and a great deal for you. So we do have all those amazing deals. Now with that, guys, don't forget the follow button. Also hit that live notification button. That live notification button will allow you to know when I am online and streaming over here or any of our other people. Now with that, I always thank you guys for joining us. Unmute, ask questions. There is no wrong question to ask. I like to try and answer questions even if I don't know the answer to it. We will attempt to figure it out for you live, even if it takes us all night. Well, not really, guys. It seems to find out pretty quick. All right, we are at the point that we are going to do, of course, the 5,000 plus station. This is their largest, and I'm going to say it, their largest standalone system. Now, this is actually a really, really beautiful system. That is the 5,000 plus. Now, that 5,000 plus is going to pack you quite a punch and, of course, multiple variations and ways. We have this as a package deal, so we're going to go here. First package deal is going to be the system and a single solar panel for $4,299. There is a $600 clippable coupon. That $600 clippable coupon is going to drop the price down for you guys under $3,000. Also use the 5% discount code for you guys, that Black Friday Live 2024 code. We're going to go into, though, when we talk about it, we're going to go with the full package. This is like a $6,000 price tag. There's a $1,000 clippable coupon. That instantly brings it down to $4,999 introductory fee. Use the 5% code, though, to bring it down even more. Now, with it, it is going to be coming this piece right here, 2 of the solar panels that's sitting on that couch over there that you guys can see, and the smart transfer switch. Now, we're going to kind of go into this a little bit. Now, I'm going to move the camera slightly for you guys, so bear with me. This is 132 pounds of weight. At 132 pounds of weight, it is actually very heavy. Let's be honest, that's a lot of weight for a lot of people. That's almost a little bit more than one of my subwoofers in my car. That's a lot of weight. 132 pounds may be hard for some people to move around. Jackery said, no, not today. It's not happening. We want to make sure that pretty much anybody can move this around. So they added that large telescopic handle that you guys can see sitting out of the back. That back handle can fold up and be put away. They also put 2 large 3-inch wheels on the back. They put 2 casters on the front. The casters on the front are locking casters. You do not have to use the casters if you don't want to. Tip it backwards and roll it around. It is actually easily movable. And I'm going to show you guys this. You guys are going to see my ugly legs walk through the camera. You're going to see me grab this with 2 fingers. You're going to see me tip it backwards. When I tip it backwards, it is now leveraged and I can roll it around without a problem with the 2 fingers. That is going to give you guys the look of the casters and the wheels at the bottom and, of course, the handle. There is a handle on the bottom. That handle is actually meant to allow you to help pick it up if it's tipped over or set on its side. This handle can be put away, so if you guys want to, put the handle away. There are 2 more handles on the side. These handles are meant for lifting it up and carrying it around or just setting it somewhere. On the side, and we're going to move it, are the wheels that you guys can see right there. Those wheels are beautifully well done. This system is 5,040 watt hours of power in a 132 pound package. Now, I'm leaving it on this side because we're going to start over here first. In this package, you're going to have an AC expansion slot. Now, we're going to zoom on in. We're going to bring you guys in a little bit closer so you guys can see this. That's your AC expansion slot. The AC expansion slot is going to do a couple things. First and foremost, it's going to allow you to link 5,000 plus to 5,000 plus system. It's also going to allow you to link to the smart transfer station or the manual transfer station. Below that is a 14-30 NEMA plug. That is a 120 volt, 240 volt plug. That plug is definitely worth its weight in gold on the system. Below that is a 14-50 NEMA plug. That 14-50 NEMA plug, again, is 120 volts, 240 volts. It's a dual voltage system. It can do both of that and be determined by the stage in the battery management system inside the device. Below those plugs are 4 AC outlet reset circuits. If you happen to trip them, press the buttons, it resets it, you're back up and running. This one plug, the 14-50, means you guys can technically connect up to an EV car and charge an EV car, or connect up to your RV plug and charge your RV off of this. Now, when I back this up and we roll it over to the other side, we have, of course, more connections. First and foremost, we're going to bring you guys down, of course, a little closer, and we're going to zoom you on in. Let's bring you in. You have a DC expansion slot at the bottom. That DC expansion slot is meant for connecting extra batteries. Above that is your AC port. That AC port is going to allow you to connect up to 120 volts at 15 amps max draw. That is an 1800 watt AC plug. Above it is going to be, of course, your solar array panel. Now, when you pop this up, you're going to be greeted with, of course, this green and red switch. This green and red switch, when switched to the right-hand side, goes into what I like to call high power voltage array connection. High power voltage array connection will allow up to 4,000 watts of connectability and chargeability through it. When left upwards, it's going to allow you to use these 2 DC plugs. Those are 80-20 adapter plugs. The 80-20 adapter plugs will do, of course, 1,200 watts of charging capability of power. On the front, we're going to bring you guys upwards and onwards into the system. Now, the front. You have a 12 volt 10 amp cigarette lighter adapter plug that can be individually turned on and off. You also have 2 USB-C ports that do 100 watts max of charging capability. You have 2 USB-A ports at 18 watts max charging capability per plug. Those can also be individually turned on and off. Below that are 4 AC outlets. Those are your standard 3-prong American outlets. Those are going to do 120 volts at 20 amps per plug at 7,200 watts of pure sine wave power. 7,200 watts of pure sine wave power. Think about that. 7,200 watts of pure sine wave power. That's a lot of power. You also have a digital display. The digital display will indicate, of course, the battery percentage. If we turn this on, you guys can see this, so we'll turn it on. Let's pop it on. There you guys go. Your battery percentage is at 88%. Over here is going to be your output voltage. Over here is your input voltage. It's going to indicate how many batteries you have connected up, error lights, temperature settings, and temperature warnings. It's also going to allow app control, so you can do app control with this system. Now, this is where it's kind of cool. Because the kit's going to give you guys 2 solar panels, the smart transfer switch, and this beautiful station to do very well for you. At 7,200 watts, guys, you can run quite a bit off of the system just by itself. You guys can run, let's say, your house dryer, your standard house dryer, for like 3 hours. Your TV should be able to run for at least 2 days without a problem. You could even run your refrigerator for probably up to about 4 days with this on hand. Window AC, 1150 watt window AC, about 4.5 hours. Your 10-hour heater, or 10 hours with the heater, 2 hours with your central AC. That's just an in general amount of runnage and time with that. Now, 5,040 watt hours of power by itself is a good amount of power. To charge this device, you guys can charge in 4 different ways. You have 4 different methods of charging and 4 different actual rates of charging with that. Now, you guys could do, of course, let's say, wall charging capability. So, like, wall charging through the 3-prong AC outlet. 3.5 hours, that's at 1,800 watts, 3.5 hours. If you are in low voltage solar panel array, that's like 2 of these 500 watt panels that comes in this kit and maybe a 200 watt other panel. 5 hours fully charged. That's an hour per kilowatt. Or per, 100 or 1,000 kilowatts. With it, you guys can also do in high power solar voltage array. That's a high power voltage. That's like a 4,000 watt charge rate. That's like your large rooftop solar arrays. Under 2 hours. It's like literally over an hour and a half to fully charge this device at that 4,000 watts. With the smart transfer switch connected up to your electrical box at the electrical pole or at the house where the electrical pole comes in. That will also allow for 4,000 watts of input to come through and charge it at the same rate as that high power voltage solar array. A little over an hour and a half. It's a crazy fast charge time that way. Now, this device does not just stop at the product itself. You can add batteries. If you add one battery, you're going to have 10 kilowatts of hour power. At 10 kilowatts of hour power, you just doubled your runtime on pretty much everything you're doing. So 6 hours with the dryer, 4 days with the TV, 8 days with the refrigerator, 4 hours with the central AC, 10 hours with the heater, 4.5 hours with an air conditioner. Now, that's going to be 8.5 to 9 hours. 20 hours, of course, with that heater. It just doubles everything. Add another power, it triples everything. Add 5 batteries, and you're going to have, of course, 30 kilowatts of hour power. At 30 kilowatts of hour power, you should be able to run your house for at least 4+ days. At 4+ days, you are going to be set without a problem. Now, the cool part is let's go here. Most of us are probably going to have power on before those 4+ days. That's where it's going to be at. Kind of cool, though. Guys, if you want to, though, hold on one second. Somehow, what? I just lost everything. Bear with me, guys. I cannot see screen. I cannot see you guys, so bear with me as we do this. So, like I was saying, at 4 days or so of the runtime, it's a great amount of time. That's a single unit. A single unit can run this 3 to 4 days, whole house backup. If you want to add a second unit, you can link a second unit. Now, that's going to take, of course, the cabling by itself or, of course, a smart transfer switch. When you run a second system, you can actually add 10 total batteries between the two. That's 60 kilowatts of hour power. 60 kilowatts of hour power, that's anywhere from 7 to 15 days of whole house runtime. Now, that is, of course, the final standby days and everything to be confirmed and everything else with that. You guys can do a lot of this. Now, we're going to kind of go into this. When you go to double system connectability, you move from the 7,200 watts of sine wave power to 14,400 watts. At 14,400 watts, you are running a lot of product in that household, ranging from your house lights to your small baseboard heater to maybe your hot water tank to your electric sinks, maybe your refrigerators, maybe your stove, maybe a microwave, or maybe your TV or gaming PC, or maybe just your tablets or laptops. You guys could also be running, let's say, all of your electrical gates and garage doors off of this. It can allow for that. Now, the cool part is when you connect it up, and I'm going to kind of grab the little page because I want to show you guys this. It's going to be connected up on the wall through this smart transfer switch when you do it through the wall. This transfer switch is pretty much almost life size right here. It's got AC1, which is actually connection 1, which is, of course, station 1, which is going to be the first 5,000. If you have a second, it will be like AC2. You guys could put it in AC2 and start off with AC2. It doesn't matter which plug you use. In the middle, you're going to have a power button that is a play and pause power button. You're going to have a grid power light. You're going to have, of course, an error light and, of course, the IoT, Internet of Connection. So inside this, you're going to have 12 individual electrical circuits. This is going to allow for 14,400 watts at 60 kilowatts max capacity between the 12 individual circuits. Each circuit can run its own room or device off of those circuits. So let's say we want circuit 1 to run bedroom 1, but we want circuit 2 to run the door lights at the front door so people can actually see. We want circuit 3 to run the spotlights that are in the yard that trigger when somebody walks up or anything. We could also do circuit 4. Let's say circuit 4 is going to be your hot tub outside or sauna. You guys can do that with that if you really wanted to. You have the wide range of variety of connecting up whatever circuit to whatever piece that you want. This will actually run in parallel with, of course, your electrical box. Now, you guys, there's a little scenario with this. It is less than 20 milliseconds without the switchover. You guys can actually set up a switchover that's going to do 0 milliseconds of switchover. At 0 milliseconds of switchover, that's a crazy, crazy quick time. Now, here's where it's going to get even better. You have smart app control. Now, smart app control can work on the system alone. With the system alone, it's going to allow you to turn on all the individual switches. It's also going to allow you to see the battery percentage. It's allow you to see the runtime. It's going to allow you to turn on and off the switches. It's going to allow you to, of course, set up energy save mode, charge mode, and everything else. In smart app features as well on the smart transfer control, it's going to allow you to see generation through solar power. It's going to allow you to see consumption through solar power. It's going to allow you to see consumption through grid power, which is like your utility company, or generation from the grid as well. You can manually switch it on and off from grid to solar. That's up to you. It's going to do real-time generation performance for you in the app. It's also going to allow you to track solar power input. When you track solar power input, it's going to allow you to know when the best charge time throughout the day is. It's also going to allow you to know that maybe you need to move your solar panels to a better area of the yard. It can also do optimizing for scheduled energy savings or runtime. So what does that mean? When you schedule for energy savings runtime, that's going to mean, like, let's say between 4 o'clock and 9 o'clock at night, you're going to have the highest charge rate from your utility company. That's because that's when most of the people are home. They're running their appliances, they're running their devices, they're cooking for their family and everything. You get charged the most during that time. You can set it up so that it is running off of the solar station instead, and you're not getting charged for that power. So it will allow you to set up that runtime period. So it literally schedules around all of that. Now, running off of the solar station means you're not paying the electric company. When the cheap power comes on, it can actually switch this system off automatically and start going off of the actual power grid. That's even kind of very, very cool with that piece. It will map out and plan that for you inside of a setting. It will actually show you guys what the power is during those peaks that you're using. It can do all of that. It can even read the indications of each battery and the charge of each battery. Now, the station alone does have Charge Shield 2.0 with that quick charging. The batteries have what's called cell-to-body technology, like the 2000 V2. The cells are packed and built into it. That means the battery is smaller and lighter weight and takes less to build, but is still very highly efficient. The capability of that is actually a phenomenal, phenomenal piece. Now, I kind of like that it's actually going to do that for you guys. Now, the batteries is kind of even better. So we're going to kind of go into this and talk about it. So the 5,000 plus battery is going to add an extra 5,040 watt hours of power. That's going to give you guys like 4,000 charge cycles at 100% battery. Then, of course, it's going to drop down to 70-80%. This has actually got safety certifications of UL 1973 standards with an advanced BMS for smart energy management. The battery can run into minus 15 degree Celsius. That's like minus 40 degree weather if you needed to. Real-time monitoring with the smart display on the battery. It actually has an indicator for the battery as well. Now, I don't actually have the battery to show you guys the battery, but I'd love to actually have one to show you guys. It's going to have the orange handles like the other pieces with that. It's going to allow you to connect it up, of course, with this. It's going to have the linking cables to link up the extra batteries through this piece of technology. Now, the 5,000 plus battery is compatible with only the Jackery Explorer 5000 though, so do know that's the only one it's going to work with. The battery is actually cool. That compact design with high strength is going to make it very, very well done. C2B is actually really phenomenally, beautifully well. Now, I actually have, let's see if I can do this. I think I have a picture of the C2B with this, so let's kind of, not sure I can actually do this. I don't know. Let's see, product page. Yeah, right there. So, nope, can't do it. I do apologize. Actually can't do that. I thought it was going to pop up the picture I had for you guys. But it's going to be that design that's building the housing and everything with this. It's a cool little piece. It's a long-lasting LifePo battery. It does come with a 5-year standard warranty with a 2-year extended warranty. So that 2-year extended warranty is even better. Up to 62 forms of protection. Fireproof, shock-resistant housing. It's a phenomenal, phenomenal product. Now, I love this piece because of the amount of device power that it is actually packing. It is considered a 45 amp hour battery at 112 volts of DC, 5,040 watt hours. It's crazy, crazy battery. Now, unfortunately, guys, the battery is not on Amazon right now, so you cannot grab it on Amazon. Should be, of course, on Amazon at some point in the future. Don't worry about it. If you need the battery, it's out there. Can't mention where because we're on here. So that's the 5,000 plus system, guys. Now, the 5,000 plus system, $5,999 package deal with, of course, the 500X solar panel and the smart transfer switch. Each of those panels is a $1,000 panel. The smart transfer switch is a $1,700 switch. The panels, that is a 500X panel. That 500X panel is a 500 watt panel. It's 6 85 watt panels interlinked together. Now, we do have a video to show you guys of the panel, so let's grab you that. Let's see. We actually do. I know we do. So this is, of course, at daybreak. It's showing you guys the 500 watt panel outside. It's 98 inches long. Now, at 98 inches long, this is an actual really large panel, but it's going to do well. It's a 25% efficiency solar panel. 25% efficiency even in low light settings. Now, that's like overcast skies. That's not like, the sun being completely blocked out. Let's just go there. Now, with that being said, it's got a 9.5 foot cable, almost 10 feet. It's going to do, of course, 500 watts at 18 volts or so. It, of course, is acceptable and can be connected up to the 5,000 plus or like the 2,000 Pro or other stations. You have the compatibility to connect up other stations to this if you want to. It is an 80-20 plug adapter at the end of the cable with the solar panel. It does come with the carrying case, so you don't have to worry about it. That solar panel, you're going to get 2 of those in this kit. Fully waterproof, water resistant, meant to be left outside for long periods of time. That's an amazing package, guys, right there. So if you're looking for a very large designed package that's going to work well for you guys to run your whole house, your grid, and everything, that can do that. Now, here's the kicker. If you guys do the smart transfer switch or manual transfer switch and have it hooked up to your house, you are not stuck leaving this system connected to the house at all times. You can shut the grid down, you can unplug the system, and you can take the power station with you. It can be taken with you on a camping trip. It can be taken with you on an RV trip across country. It can be taken with you to maybe your cabin or your camp or even your summer home. It's got all that with it. Where's my what? My Amazon Astro. I'm not sure what that means. So that's a really nice one, guys. That's a beautiful little piece. So if you're looking for a station of these sizes, they got you covered. Jackery's got you covered right there. So any questions of the sort about that station or any of the products that connect up to it before I sneeze? And I sneezed. I'm not seeing any questions on any of these chats, which is all good. I get it. Everybody's tired. Everybody's getting ready for tomorrow. It's been a long week so far, but we can get through this. Now, we're going to move from that to actually solar panels. So we're going to actually talk about the 500X that we were just talking about. The 500X is, no clue. I don't actually have that. I don't have the Amazon Astro robot. Nope, don't have it. That would be, I believe, Nate had that on the team. So that would be a Nate question. I don't actually have the Astro. Not me. Let's grab you guys a different video. Let's kind of show you guys another video of this solar panel. Now that is, of course, the 500X solar panel. $999 is the price tag for this. Now, it is 6 panels long. It's 85 watt panels connected up and conjoined. And, of course, each panel is 39 inches by 20 inches. When fully connected, it is 98 inches long by, of course, 39 inches wide. With this being said, it is less than 20 pounds. It is actually a really light panel. Now, this panel does do 25% efficiency even in low light settings. This panel is, of course, fully waterproof, water resistant, even in harsh and wet weather. Now, at harsh and wet weather, it's going to do well, guys. It's not a problem with it. It can be left outside for long periods of time. It's not going to delaminate. It's not going to have issues. It's going to do what you need when you need to do it with. Does come with a 10-foot cable. That cable will connect up through an Anderson clip with, of course, a DC 8020 plug on the end. Now, you guys can even Y-split it. Now, that cable is this cable right here. This is, of course, that carrying cable, or the cable connecting cable. There's your Anderson clip. There's your 8020 plug, DC plug. This is actually a really cool little piece that just instantly made me itch, but all good. Now, with that being said, it is compatible with, of course, most of these stations from the 2000 V2 all the way up to the 5000. So that means the 3000 Pro, the 2000 Plus, the 1000 Plus. It will work on, of course, the original 2000 and, of course, the 2000 V2. Technically, could even work on the 1000 V2 because that allows for, of course, 800 watts of charge rate as well. With the connectability, you will need the 8020 adapter plug to connect into most of those stations without a problem. If you're trying to connect up dual systems or dual panels to the station, you will need, of course, multiple point connections. So if your station has a single plug, you may need a Y-splitter to adapt it. The water resistance, guys, literally, you can leave it out in the rain, in a large storm. It's not going to hurt it. You can leave it out in the snow. This will actually still work in minus 40-degree weather, as long as the sky is pretty much semi-clear. Now, you guys can have an overcast gray sky or a slight rainy sky. It is not going to work in 3 to 4 inches of snow. Let's just go there. If you guys have snow stacked up on this, that's not going to allow light to go through. It is not going to allow it to charge that way. Now, if you want to, though, it can be left outside in that and it will still work. If you guys have, let's say, it's an Arctic cold day, but it is clear, minus 40 degree weather, it will still work. This device will actually go in 185 degree weather as well. When you go over that range, it might start melting some stuff, so do know, be careful after 185 degrees. So that's going to be like you guys in Death Valley, Arizona area. That's going to be like the Grand Canyon area. Be cautious with it, guys. It gets hot in those areas. James was, not a lot, man. Not a lot. What's up, Pudgy? How you doing? Not too much, buddy. Just, hey, I appreciate that, Trevor. Just, sitting here streaming for, multiple hours, multiple times a day, doing all the normal. I feel you, buddy. Getting ready for tomorrow, probably, aren't you? I do appreciate that, Trevor. Thank you for the follow and the subscribe. So what's new, Pudge? For me, just, doing a whole bunch of streaming, life and all that other good stuff. Lack of sleep. So like I said, 500X solar panel, guys, that's an amazing one. Going to do well for a lot of people. If you need a large solar panel, 500X is definitely going to be a hit and mark on that one. We're going to move into a small solar panel. We're going to talk about the Mini 40. This is a 2.5 pound solar panel. This 2.5 pound solar panel is literally the size of a notebook or a 3-ring binder. Now, 3-ring binders might be a little bit bigger than this. Notebooks, writing books. This, of course, is 40 watts out of 18 volts of charge rate if you need. 2.5 pound package means you guys can actually put this. Oh, that sucks, buddy. Sorry to hear that. Did not know you got stuck in those hurricanes. Yeah, those were actually pretty bad, weren't they? Fully waterproof, water resistant, 2.5 pounds. This can be put in a backpack just like your notebook, taken pretty much anywhere. Very carryable, very acceptable to be taken on traveling. The lightweightness of this, like I said, is just crazily light. Most of your kids carry more books in their backpack than this device ever could weigh. With it is an IP68 rating. I can throw this in the bathtub, it's not going to hurt it. I can throw it in the lake, it's not going to hurt it. I can leave it out in a very heavy rain, it's not going to hurt it. Now, I can leave it outside in the ice, come back and let it defrost, and it will be totally fine. Will I allow it to go out in the ice? Probably not. Now, 12 inches tall, 10 inches wide, half-inch thick at the thickest point. Has this beautiful clasp. This clasp, of course, is magnetic and opens up. When you open up, you guys are meeting with, of course, the monocrystalline solar cell. That crystalline solar cell is actually 4 panels long. Yeah, where's this? Yeah, it was a pretty bad storm. I definitely agree with that one. I'm glad you're okay, though, buddy. Glad you're okay. 4 panels long will do well for you guys. If you want to, though, leave it snapped together. Hanging off your backpack, let 2 of these panels charge your system that's in your backpack while you're hiking, and you're good to go. If you don't want to do that, pull it all the way out. Now, the cool part is, it's got these round ringlets or pressed rings. This will allow you guys to tie it down. I always recommend tying these down because when it's out, it's literally a wing of an airplane or a kite. You do not want this to fly away. It will literally do that. It's like putting your trampoline outside and not mounting it down. Your trampoline hits a wind, it's going to fly away like a kite or a balloon. This can actually do that, so make sure it's tied down. With this, it's going to do about 23% efficiency even in low light settings. So it will get a charge even in those lower light settings without a problem. That's a great capability. You guys, the pairability with this or the usability means that you guys can use it with like the 100 plus mini power station, the 240, the 240 V2, the 300 or 300 plus without a problem. The 100 plus should allow you to fully charge this, guys, in under 5 hours. The 240s and the 300 is going to be about a 7.5 hour charge time with this. Now, I know that seems like a long charge time, but think about the size of the solar panel charging those devices. The 100 is actually 99 watt hours of power, only allows for 100 watts max. The 240 is 240 watt hours power. The 240 V2 is 256, and then the 300 is 293 and 288 watt hours. That's a good amount of power to be charged off a 40 watt panel in that amount of time. It's pretty much, very well rated for this. Now, this system does come with all of the cabling that you're going to need to actually run it. It's going to come with, of course, that 9.5 foot high-vis bright orange cabling. 2-prong back end, and of course multi-point top end, 8020, 7909, and the 8020 to USB-C adapter. The USB-C adapter is going to allow you to connect it up to the smaller stations that does not use the DC port. So that's the way it's going to work. And it does come with the cabling. Total package weight, like I said, 2.5 pounds with the cable. That's lightweight. If you have like the 100 plus station and the Mini 40, that's a 5-pound package total. If you have the Mini 40 in like the 300s or the 300s and the 240s, that's literally total weight is 11 between this and the station. So this Mini 40 is $99, normally $130. This is a really, really beautiful one. So if you guys are looking for that, check that out. You can't go wrong with that Mini 40 panel. Now, I see Justin put the wrong 100-watt solar panel on the Dragon Blogger side. So if you guys are on the Dragon Blogger side, I do apologize. That is actually the incorrect link to the actual panel. So, gonna apologize for that. Not supposed to go to that link. It's supposed to go to the 100-watt Solar Saga solar panel. The 100-watt Solar Saga solar panel is, of course, their new bifacial solar panel. The original was a single-sided charge rate style panel. This does bifacial. It charges from both sides. This is still the same price as the original solar panel, even with the new technology. It's a $209 panel tonight. Now, the $209 panel, this is going to be kind of cool. It's going to do 100 watts of charge rate at 18 volts. It's going to be fully waterproof and water resistant with the IP68 rating, which means, guys, if you left it out in that hurricane that Pudgy got stuck in, it will still work when everything just unfloods and dries out. it will actually have to make it through all of the damage to actually work, but that's another story near here and there. With this device, we'll do 25% efficiency even in low light settings. It actually has 2 kickstands. You guys can see this logo on the side. This is actually a kickstand. When you pop it out, it's got these beautiful elastic straps. The elastic straps are going to allow you to tip it in the proper placement to get the proper amount of light. When you pull both kickstands out, it's going to look like a Star Wars spaceship, or of course the little riding race thing. Can't even think of the name today. Not going to go there with the Star Wars themes. Now it has 2 handles, one on each side. Each handle is riveted on with 2 rivets on each side of the handle. You also have the snap rings in the middle. You have 2 of these snap rings. Now bifacial, the inside is, or the outside is blue. Now the outside is meant to lean towards the ground. When you angle this towards the ground, the reflective light will charge through the blue side. The inside of this system, when we pop it open, is meant to charge from the sun. This is going to get your most charge rate from the black side. Now with this though, you guys are going to be greeted with a very, very large panel. Now you guys are probably like, I can only see 3 panels of this. I apologize, there's banners blocking it, but this panel is actually 50 plus inches long. 50 plus inches long, guys. This is a really long panel. This panel is going to do some amazing things, so you guys can see that. It folds up very, very well. Now remember, it's a monocrystalline solar cell. You do not want to stand on this. You do not want to bend it. You do not want to crack it. Folding it, it's actually designed to fold in certain sections, which is fine. The cell itself, you do not want to do that. Now the 68 rating means, guys, you're doing very well at a charge rate. The compatibility of this device, though, it can work on the 100 plus station, which is the smaller one, all the way up to the 5,000 plus. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. If you had multiple of these 100 watt panels on the 5,000 plus, it's going to take more of these than it would take than like the 500X solar panel. It can do it though, but you don't have to. I mean, if you already have these, go ahead and do it. It is, of course, readily connectable to all of their stations. Every power station they have can run this solar panel without a problem. It does come with that cabling I showed you guys, and when you're done, if you don't want to leave it outside, fold it back up, clip the actual snap rings, and lock it in place, and you guys can put it away. This is a 6-pound solar panel. This is 6 pounds. It's a light solar panel. The original is over, I think the original is like 10 pounds or so. So for it to cut weight, double the technology, expand the chargeability, because the original was only 23.5% efficiency. This is 25% in low light settings. That's a great panel. $209 is a phenomenal price point. That's a 30% savings. If you guys need the bifacial 100 watt Solar Saga, we got you covered with this one. We got you covered. Now, if you don't want, let's say, a portable style solar panel, you guys can do with the 100 Prime. Now, the 100 Prime is definitely a different panel. This is a full glass panel. What do I mean by that? Full glass. It's a tempered glass panel. It's a rigid panel. Now, this rigid panel comes with a hardware kit. The hardware kit's actually really nicely done. It is 4 brackets. It's got 4 pre-bent and pre-drilled brackets that are, of course, in black in colorway and, of course, rust resistant. Now, you're going to have 2 holes on the bottom that's going to allow you to tap and mount it to, like, the roof of your van, your RVs, your sheds, your houses, or even your balconies if you wanted. You get 4 of those. You got an oblong mounted piece. That's going to be for your actual panel to lock to. Now, you're literally going to set this to like this and then lock it in place. So that's, just picture this as a solar panel sitting here. That's how you're going to do that. Inside this kit, you're going to come with all of the hardware to actually mount it up. You're going to get a washer and nut, and you're going to get, of course, the bolt. This is all stainless steel hardware, so it does not rust and will not give you problems. Has a locking nut at the end, so you're good to go with that. You get 4 of those. you're going to get 8 of these bad boys. And these are actually the self-tapping screws. Now, the self-tapping screw is actually really nicely done. It's a very sharp tipped end. That very sharp tipped end is meant for going through metal, concrete, and wood. Now, you're going to have a fine thread throughout this. Now, fine thread is actually really good for your thin RVs and your makeshift motorhomes and your Volkswagen buses. That will allow you to cut through that and still have a nice grip. On the end, you're going to have, of course, a nut. And on there, you guys are going to have that beautiful little washer. Now, that washer is meant to keep it watertight. I don't ever trust a washer. Let's go there. You guys use, of course, a silicone gasket that's water gasket. Let's use a roof leaking gasket or material, or even use like Flex Seal to put down while you're doing this. So when you're done, you have no leaks and you don't have to worry about it. Always going to recommend that. The panel, 25% efficiency. It is a bifacial panel. Now, like I said, glass panel. I'm going to get up and grab it. I'm going to try not to drop it tonight. If you guys were here the other night, you saw me drop it. Lucky it didn't break. And of course, now I'm going to hit my table. This is that rigid panel, guys. This is the panel, glass panel, metal housing all the way around. It's a fixed style panel. You cannot fold this up or anything. On the back side is going to be, of course, let's get it to the back, your metal housing with your pre-drilled mounting holes. So you guys can actually use these holes. You'll find the area and you'll be able to, of course, mount it that way. It has multiple areas, so you guys, let's be honest. Your RV may not have a section in one spot to mount it, but it may have a section in another spot. They give you enough different places to allow you to mount it so you don't have to worry about it. 10-foot cable permanently connected on, can be, of course, Y-splitted and extended. On the end of this, it is, of course, an Anderson clip style end. That Anderson clip style end is going to allow you to Y-split it or connect up to other panels. It's got an adapter on the end. The adapter is a Y connector for the Anderson, but goes to 80-20 plug. Bifacial, which means the backside can take a charge. If you lay this at a 20-degree angle, that is your optimal angle for any bifacial solar panel. At 20 degrees, you're going to get that reflective light to charge off the backside. If you do not have a place to allow for that 20 degrees angleability, it can be laid flat. It's just going to charge off of the top side. Not a big drawback, right? The capabilities and the expectabilities off of this, you have a wide variety of ranges. Now, this is going to be good for, like I said, balconies, RVs, vans, roofs, off-the-grid cabins. This is permanently fixed. Can work in under minus 4-degree weather all the way up to 185 degrees. This can actually be used in desert heat to snowy landscapes without a problem. That's really, really cool. Now, if you're in snowy landscapes, you have snow on it, you're going to have to clear the snow. That's just the way it's going to be, right? The capability, the usability, 25% efficiency, fully waterproof, water resistant, dust proof. If it gets dirty, take a hose to it. Not going to hurt it. Permanently mount it, that's up to you guys. If you have to put it on an RV or van, we understand it's going to go flat. If you guys can put it on a balcony or your roof of your shed, angle it to get that 20 degrees so you guys can get the charge rate from both sides. When angled, you're going to get a high efficiency conversion rate of 25% in even low light settings. It has 12 mounting holes all the way around it, so you guys are good. It includes the Z bracket that's going to make van installation and upgrading very effortlessly. If you guys put it on a roof, you might use some angle iron, of course, and change out the way you guys are mounting it. So, bunch of varieties with that 100 prime at $169. That's cheaper than the 100 bifacial foldable one. But there's a reason. It's permanently fixed. It's not portable. $169 is a 43% savings. It's a good savings. So if you guys need the prime panel, it might be a good option for you. And I feel my voice going. All right, with that, we're going to move over to the 200 panel. Now, the 200 panel, we showed you guys a couple times, but we didn't show you guys a video source of this. So let me grab the 200 watt panel. Actually, I have a video of this in action. James here, and today we're taking a look at, of course, the Jackery Solar Saga 200-watt solar panel. Now, this solar panel is a beautiful panel that can be paired with a lot of their power stations. Of course, I have the 3000 Pro sitting here, and that's what we're going to do. Now, you guys can see this beautiful case on top. I'm actually showing you guys how to pull it out by unzipping it and unconnecting it. Now, it does have their beautiful logo on the front. It is a magnetic connection. It does have, of course, 3 legs, of course, and that's what I was just showing you. Now I'm going to stand behind the power station and unfold this while trying not to be blinded by the sun because it is rather bright today. Now as you guys see, it pulls out 4 times. You do have 3 legs. Now I know it's hard to see the legs here because of the way I'm recording it, but it was by myself today, so that was how I had to record. Now I'm trying to get it as flat as possible to grab as much sun as possible with that. Now I'm going to pop over here and unzip the open pocket and grab the cable that is included with this. Now I'm going to unvelcro these cables, of course, and I'm going to stretch it out. Now first, I'm going to connect it to the back of the solar panel, of course, with this. And then I'm going to go over and connect it up to the power station as well with the 90-degree angled plug that is supplied with this one. Now as you guys see here, I actually started to plug it in on the wrong direction, so I did flop it around and connect it up with that. Now I'm going to grab the other side and then come over here and plug it to the back. Now in a minute we are going to switch views. I'm going to grab a different angle for this and walk up to the power station for you. As you guys see right here, I'm powering up the power station right there so you guys can see the screen. Now we're going to walk up. I'm going to show you guys the screen. You see it's 61%. I know it's kind of hard to see the input side, but it is saying 153 watts of power being inputted through that. Now, you probably get a little more if the sun was grabbing a little better, but of course with it is a 200-watt panel, so you can. So as you guys can see, this is actually a really beautiful panel. It's actually quite long and very, very beautifully well done. At 200 watts at 18 volts, it's got IP68 rating. Now, it is, of course, over 55 inches long when folded out. It is a trifold design with 3 legs. It's got that 10-foot cable. It's going to be connectable in a wide variety and ranges of products, ranging from like the 1000 V2 all the way up to the 5000 plus. It can connect up to it with that 80/20 plug. The 80/20 plug is well done. The water resistant, like I said, with the other ones, can be left out in the very harsh rain and weather. It's not going to hurt the solar panel. $474, normally $700 price tag. That's an amazing piece of product for you guys. Now, we also have in the carousel the 100 plus battery. Now, the 100 plus battery is $479 today. Normally a $600 price tag. That's going to be an expandable battery for the 1000 plus. Now, the 1000 plus is 1264 watt hours power. When you add that extra battery, you're going to have another 1264 hours power. Why not add an extra battery? At $479, that's a 20% savings. That's not going to kill or break a bank account. Now with it, we also have the 2000 plus battery pack. The 2000 plus battery pack is an extra 2042 watt hours of power at a 38% savings. Normally a $1,600 price tag, it's $999. At $999, that's actually very reachable for that amount of power to be expanded to like the 2000 plus system. Now, we did have, of course, 2 bags and, of course, the cart. We have the small, medium, and large. The medium is actually sold out. The small is still available. The large is still available. The small is going to work for like the 240, 300, and 500. The large will work for like, let's say, the 1500, 1500 Pro, and so on, and even the 2000 V2. The one piece that we did not talk about that's in, of course, not in this carousel, that's going to be the bag for the 2000 V2. Now, there is a bag out there for the 2000 V2, and I'm just going to talk about it because I know it's there. That bag actually heats up. That bag's got a USB-C plug that plugs into, of course, the 2000 V2 or the 1000 V2 that when it's plugged into it. That means you guys can actually use the station in down to minus 40 degree weather. That's like using the solar panels that can do that. This station with the bag can do that. Now the bag is very strong, very carryable. It actually has very padded, protected all the way around, but it also has open pocket holes so you guys can reach and connect up into the ports. That bag's cool. So if you guys look around for that one and actually take a look, you'll see it out there in the wild. You're going to love that bag. That would definitely be one of those ones I would add to, my little stack of stuff, because having that is going to make it a lot easier. Now, we just went through the carousel of products. Now, we're not done. We still have like an hour and 10 minutes here. So we're going to probably circle back around. We're going to talk about stuff. You got the little one asleep? You mean you walked away for almost 3 hours and didn't hang out with me? You made the little one go to bed instead of giving her ice cream like Uncle James said? Uncle James said she could have ice cream. She was allowed to have sugar. You didn't give her sugar. Yeah, that's what I said. I'm glad he's okay. It definitely could have been a lot worse. I'm gonna say the double hurricanes, probably Carolinas. I have no clue. I'm not sure where Pudgy's at. Now, I was messing with Sheila because she did not let the grandbaby have ice cream before bed. And I said it was okay. Just mean, Sheila. Mean. Alright, where should we go from here for the last hour or so of this show? Should we circle all the way back to the 100 plus? Or should we go back to like the 1000 V2s and talk about that? That is going to be up to you guys. Let's see what you guys think. Now, while you guys are thinking about where we should go, we're going to talk about these banners we got rolling around here. The bottom banner is going to be that rotating banner. You guys are going to see that the 1000 V2 is the best deal of the day. That's $349. That's like a 56% savings for you guys. Now, the 1000 V2 and the 200 watt solar panel is $649. That's again like a 53% savings. Now, those both have clippable coupons on the actual page. You'll have to go there, you'll have to clip them, and that is our gift to you. We added those coupons this morning. The third rotating image, of course, is the 2000 V2 for $791. That does need the Black Friday 2000 V2 code. That's a 53% savings on that product. The last one that does not have an image is going to be the 2000 V2 and 2 of the 200 watt solar panels. That's a $1,499 price tag. That's a 50% savings. Now, the image above it is going to be the 5% off of anything over $1,500. Now, that's that BFLIVE 2024 code. That code is going to give you guys 5% off of anything over $1,500. Now, it does exclude those 4 products that we just talked about. The 1000 V2 with, of course, or the 1000 V2 by itself, the 1000 V2 and the 200 watt solar panel. It also excludes the 2000 V2 by itself and the 2000 V2 with the 2 solar panels. With that being said, anything else is fair game of $1,500 or more, 5% off, and you guys are good to go. That's our gift for you guys hanging out with us and watching these live streams. Above that is a banner that says best price guaranteed. So let's say Sheila bought the 100 plus power station for $89 today. She comes back here, let's say Saturday, and sees it's at $79. She can reach out to customer service and get the difference refunded back. Now, you're probably not going to see that drop like that. It's not going to happen. We are guaranteeing these prices, though, just in case we we throw a coupon code up or something like that. Or you randomly see it at a lower price, which is probably not going to happen. But if it does, you have that guarantee. You have till December 2nd for that guarantee to work. So, guys, that guarantee is also our gift to you. They're all good. They got stuff, chips, dips, Slim Jims, donuts, pickles, and all. Pickles? Hold on. They had donuts, olives, and pickles. What do you mean, pickles? Like, I like pickles like the last person, but I'm not going to mix it with donuts. That's just weird. Weird. Price matching? I don't know. You'd have to ask Lois with that. I really don't know if that's like price matching or not. So I'm not sure if that is actually price matching. I think it's just like a guarantee, but that's a good question. Lois, the best price guarantee, is that like price matching on other places or is it not? If you want the 2000 V2, you literally put it in your cart and use that BFE 2000 V2 code at the purchase point. It's literally you just put it in when you're going to put your information in and ask for that code. You'll type that code in, and it's going to give it to you for $791. That's a 53% savings. So you literally just put that code in. Good question, Sheila. I actually don't know about that one. That one's out of my my knowledge for that, Sheila. Nice try though. Yeah, so just use that code when you're purchasing. It'll ask if you have any discount codes when you grab it, of course, with that. Nope, they are not sold out. Should not be sold out. Let me check. No. Actually, the 1000 V2 says free delivery by December something, but it should not be sold out. It's just there's so many purchases that the people that purchased it before you will get it shipped quicker. No, so the 2000 V2 for $791 with that code is by itself. If you want the panels, that's a $1,500 price tag with that. So that's a different package. That's going to be, I think it's like $1,500. That's like 40% off. So that's a different one. That doesn't even take a code. We already marked it down to 40% off. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, so like, yeah, it's just, you know, like whoever ordered it first, we've had a lot of orders. So when the orders go through, the delivery date will change. So everybody before you will get the delivery date sooner. As the later in the sale as it goes, the delivery date will kind of change. But definitely not out of stock. We had an issue with the page the other day where it showed that. Yeah, no problem. No problem at all. You're going to actually love that. You know what? Let's change the view. Let's come over here. Let's grab a different thing. So if you guys want to see these, that is the 1000 V2 and the 2000 V2. You guys can kind of get a grasp of the difference in sizing. Now, the 1000 V2 is actually 24 pounds. The 2000 V2 is 39 pounds. So it's a little bit of a difference in weight. Of course, it's a lot bigger of a battery bank inside the 2000 V2. Now, the why are they high priced? What do you mean, why are they high priced? The 1000 V2 is actually $349. That's a really, really amazing price point. These are brand new products, though. They've just recently dropped. They've been around for, you know, a few months, but not that long. Yeah, we're offering the 1000 V2 over on Amazon for $349. Normally, it's like an $800 price tag. So back to kind of what I was saying. So the difference between the two, like the 1000 V2 is 1,070 watt hours of power. Can be fully charged in under 2 hours on a wall AC outlet. It's got what's called Charge Shield 2.0 technology. So we're going to kind of go into this. So let's move over. Let's zoom in. And let's get you guys in a little closer. Charge Shield 2.0 means, guys, inside the app, you guys can switch over into emergency supercharge mode. In emergency supercharge mode, you guys can fully charge it in a 1 hour charge rate. At 1 hour, that's a quick charge. Now, that's a phenomenal quick charge rate. And normal is under 2 hours. 1,070 watt hours of power, 24 pound package. It's actually cool because you have 1,500 watts of pure sine wave power through the 3 standard AC plugs. Can peak at 3,000, so if you guys need to plug in a larger device, 3,000 is where it's really at. Now, 1,500 watts of clear pure sine wave is actually still very good for a lot of different pieces. You have 2 USB-C ports. One's a 30 watt port, one's a 100 watt port. You also have the USB-A port at 18 watts. All of those are going to do well for different devices. Like the 18 watts is going to be good for like your earbuds, your smaller power devices like your charging for your drones and stuff. The 30 watt and the 100 watt charging ports are going to be great for your power hungry devices. That's going to be ranging from like your devices from your MacBook Airs to your MacBook Pros to your DJI large ones or your Unic batteries from your Unic drone. It'll also do well for like your Red Magic cell phone, your gaming cell phone. It's going to give you that quicker charge. You also have the 12 volt 10 amp cigarette lighter plug. Now that might be readily used for some people, not for a lot of people, but if you guys need extra USB-C ports or USB-A ports, use the cigarette lighter adapter and it'll give you guys the extra ports through that plug. Beside that is, of course, a flashlight. The flashlight does 3 different modes: low light, high light, and SOS pattern. SOS pattern is literally meant for warning people that you are there in times of need. Or let's say you guys need a rescue or something. So that's what that's for. Digital screen does light up, will indicate the battery level. It's going to tell you guys the voltage in and out. It's going to allow you to know how much runtime's left on said device that's plugged in and running off of it. It has app control. When paired up with the app will allow you to turn on all of these plugs or off these plugs. It'll allow you to turn on the screen or off the screen. It's going to allow you to turn on all of the flashlights or turn off the flashlight or vice versa. Inside the app will also allow you to run shut-off times, emergency shut-off times. It'll allow you to switch over the charge rate. It'll allow you to go from full battery to battery saving mode and vice versa. It is less than 30 decibels in noise when running the 1000 V2. Now, less than 30 decibels of noise is actually library quiet. Let's be honest. It's quieter than me talking here, and I'm pretty loud. I'm sure all my neighbors can hear me because I live in an apartment. That's a good rate of usage. Now, the range of products that can be used off of this is going to be, of course, just as wide variety of ranges. Now, let's say you guys want to use your cell phone chargers. You guys can do that. You have your charge rate. Plug in a solar panel, like let's say 2 of the 200 watt solar panels, 2.5 hours is your charge rate. It is a UL certification drop test with the UL 2743. That's like a 36-inch fall. 36 inches, 24 pounds falling. It's not going to damage it. You're good to go. Hey, happy Thanksgiving as well. Thanks for popping in and hanging out. I appreciate that. Now, with it, it's only like 12 inches long by 8 inches wide by like 9 inches tall. It's actually quite compact. You guys can charge your laptop 14 times off of this. 20 different drone batteries. You guys can run a Starlink anywhere from 10 to 29 hours. If you really want to, guys, you can even do like a circular saw for like 46 minutes. Electric heated blanket, 12 hours. Your fans, 23 to 24 hours. Your lanterns, more than that. 10 watt Bluetooth speaker, approximately 90 hours without an issue. If you want to, though, you guys can even do a Wi-Fi router for a week or your mini fridge for 14 hours. This little thing packs a punch. Technically, you guys can do a 520 watt double door refrigerator for multiple hours without a problem off of this. This system is perfectly well done. The other devices that you guys can even do is like a rice cooker for over 3 hours. You guys can do like a 100 watt movie projector for about 9 hours or so. It has a wide range of different things that you can do with, of course, this smaller package piece. Pair it up with solar panels and you're good to go. The actual solar panels will allow for, multiple 400 watt panels. It's going to charge it decently well with this. That is $349 with the clippable coupon that we added this morning. That's a 56% savings. Am I a PC builder? Yes, I do build PCs. I actually have a couple gaming PCs sitting here I've built. Now with it though, that's a good little price point. By itself, it's a phenomenal piece. You guys can get it with, of course, the 200 watt solar panel. Now with the 200 watt solar panel, you're going to get it at another great price point of $699, but there's a $50 clippable coupon for $649. That is an amazing price point for the system by itself or the system with the solar panel. You're right there. Next time you add another 200 watt panel, you have that 2.25 hour charge rate. You're good to go with this. Now, the big brother next to it is the 2000 V2. Now, the 2000 V2 is actually $791 tonight. $791, that's a 53% savings using that code. This device is 2,042 watt hours of power in a 39-pound package. You have 3 AC outlets on the front that do 2,200 watts of pure sine wave power. At 2,200 watts, you guys can actually max that at 4,400. Super sticker. Bear with me, guys. Fixing a problem and trying to, yeah. Alright, fix them. Now, like I was saying, guys, you have the 3 AC outlets, 2,200 watts pure sine wave power. Can peak at 4,400 if you need be with that. And that's actually really cool. Just like the 1000 V2, you guys have 2 USB-C ports, 100 watt port, 30 watt port. You also have the USB-A port at 18 watts and that 12 volt 10 amp plug and the flashlight that works in the 3 modes. Now, I was talking about the app control, and the app control is actually kind of cool because I can actually do, multiple things and connect it up. If I want to turn on the flashlight, I just literally hit the button on the app. It's on. Hit, of course, the higher bright lightness. It is going to go brighter. Hit the SOS pattern. We can go into the SOS pattern. It's going to allow me to turn on the actual AC plugs or turn off the AC plugs. Now, the AC plug is pulling about 7 watts of draw right now. We still have 48% battery. That's a long runtime. I've been running this light off of this for multiple streams for multiple days without an issue. The app will allow you to see the battery charge rate, it'll allow you to see the temperature, and allow you to change all of those other settings that I talked about. Now, here's where the cool part is. Because it is 2,042 watt hours of power and it has all of those connectabilities, your charge rate is going to range from 2 hours with the AC wall plug in standard charge mode, fast charge mode. If you put it in emergency charge mode, 1 hour is where you're at. If you have a single 200 watt panel, 5 hours. If you have 4 of those 200 watt panels, 2 hours. You can have 4 of these panels. If you use the panels and the AC outlet, 50 minutes is where you're going to charge at. The range of products that you guys can run on this is actually quite impressive. You guys can run 150 hours on a CPAP machine off of the 2000 V2 by itself if you really wanted to. Now you guys could also do, let's say, 60 cell phone charges, 45 drone batteries. You guys can do 19 hours with an inverter heater, a little over about an hour and a half with the electric grill and your microwave. We are streaming on multiple channels right now. We are, of course, on many socials right now live. But yeah, we do. Building PCs, not so much. We do have building PC videos over there, but not live technically, so to say. I am here live on Amazon more, but I'm also on, like the TK place and the, we do the YouTubes and stuff. So we are definitely live on that right now. So yeah, we have thousands upon thousands of videos over there. Now, back to what I was saying, guys. Professional equipment, you guys can even do a weed eater or a lawnmower for like 2¼ hours without a problem. Angle grinders, chainsaws, you guys can even do, let's say, portable freezers for 26 hours, your movie projector for over 14 hours, even a hairdryer for a little over an hour time. Your 1000 watt AC is going to be about 2¼ hours, or your 1150 watt window AC for under 2 hours. Now, it will range from different things, from like your 520 watt refrigerator. Your 520 watt refrigerator, that's a finicky one because your refrigerators don't run constantly. They are always going to change and vary with that, though. So, like, I'm going to say up to about 9 hours or less, but you could get more. It really just changes. Now, they're going to tell you guys probably 2 hours. It will vary with that. Now, at a 100 watt refrigerator, about 17 hours at minimum. Laptop, 50 watt laptop, 34 hours, guys. That's actually a really amazing runtime with this. Now, by itself, like I said, $791 is your price point. If you guys want to get it with, of course, the 200 watt solar panels, that's going to be about $1,499. Now, $1,499, you got that 2.5 hour. Well, yeah, you're going to have that charge rate there for you guys and going to do well with it. Each of those panels, of course, are about 21 pounds, so the panels do weigh a bit. This station is phenomenally well done and is actually a great price point for you guys today. You cannot go wrong with picking up either the 2000 V2 or the 1000 V2. I highly recommend both of those stations really, really well. Now, you're probably like, well, yeah, you're streaming for Jackery. I'm not going to gear you guys towards something that I don't enjoy. Like, I'm going to tell you guys a few things that you probably don't even realize about these stations. First and foremost, app control. You guys can pretty much run every system on the app, about 90% of the systems. You can do that. Second, there are lithium battery fixtures or LiFePO4 cells. Technically, you guys can set these systems down fully charged, and they should stay charged for at least a year without a problem. Do I recommend you guys leaving them that charged and not touching them for that long? Not really. You should always probably charge these systems or put them on a charge every 3 months. At every 3 months, guys, it's going to make it top off and make sure that your battery is perfectly well tendered. Now, these systems do have, of course, what's called an intelligent battery management system with a balancer. The balancer is going to make sure each cell next to each cell is perfectly charged at the same rate. If you did not have that, your battery, if one single cell charged different than the others, it could take out the bank, and they don't want that. So they added this. The 2000 V2 was actually created with what's called CTB, cell to body technology. So cell to body looks like a honeycomb. Inside that honeycomb, each of those batteries are individually placed. That actually made your build time less, and of course its size less. So the original 2000 is actually bigger than this because the battery bank was built differently. It took them longer to build it and probably cost them more to build it that way. With the new technology, it cut down the delivery time, the build time, and of course the size and shape and weight. That's actually kind of cool. Now, I've actually never had an issue with any of these stations whatsoever at any point so far. I've been messing with these stations for over almost about 2 years, or a little over a year and a half or more, which is cool. Now, with that being said, though, the only slight technical issue I had was I had pre-production product, a pre-production station. When I linked that up, it wouldn't allow me to pair up a couple of the other stations. Not a big problem. The moment I updated the firmware to the past production firmware, I then was able to, of course, connect all these stations. So slight things. Now, these stations are not waterproof whatsoever. You do not want to leave these stations out in the rain. You want to protect your station. The solar panels, on the other hand, fully waterproof, water resistant. Do not worry about them. They're not going to get hurt. They're definitely meant to be outside. The stations can work in about -4 degree weather. Do I recommend it? Not really. There's a reason for that -4 degree weather not recommendation. Just like your car battery, when it gets super cold, is going to not want to start as purely as it would when it's warm. Same thing with your battery in the system. So the colder it is, the less charge of that battery you're going to keep. The cold does kind of trickle the battery down. That's just one of them things. Now with it, we're going to go into a few other things. You have the capability and usability of these things to do pretty much whatever you want. They have a wide variety arranging of products. I love that. Now, you have, of course, your pick and choose. So if you guys want to pick and choose, that's up to you. We can gear you towards what you think. And I love doing that with you guys. So that's the kind of cool part with this. Now, you have the ranges, the uses, the products. They're there. The knowledge. If you guys have questions, just ask. We'll try to tell you with that. I really enjoy doing this. Now, technically, I'm on Dragon Blogger side. I'm here streaming for Jackery, though. On the Dragon Blogger side, guys, we have more, of course, different content creations, and that's just, not for today. If you have questions about the Jackery, that's the stream for tonight. So if you guys need, we're definitely around. We do have these coupon codes, the discounts for you guys to thank you for watching these lives. If you haven't given a follow, hit a follow if you really want to. Also, hit that live notification button. The live notification button is going to let you guys know when we are live on these streams. And guys, for this week, we're going to be doing a lot of them. Quite a bit. So any questions about any product, please ask. I'm definitely here to answer. with that, guys, we're going to move on from the 1000 V2 and the 2000 V2 to a larger system. We're going to talk about the 3000 Pro. Now, the 3000 Pro, of course, if I move the battery and the camera, you guys are going to see that table. We have larger stations. We have bigger stations back there. We're going to talk about the one on the right. The one on the right is the 3000 Pro. 3024 watt hours of power in a 64-pound package. Now, 64 pounds is actually quite heavy for most people. It's not going to be like, hey, let's carry it around in our hands all day without a problem. No. It's got wheels. They gave you wheels. It's going to look like a suitcase. It's got two large 3-inch wheels. Those large 3-inch wheels are actually very beautifully well done. You have a aluminum telescopic handle that actually spring-loaded. So, guys, when you press a button, it will drop down in. When you bring it up, it's going to click in place very easily. It is built with the technology and the science behind it to leverage it and allow you to tip it with 2 fingers without a problem. It will allow you to roll across pretty much most surfaces without an issue. Now, with this device, you're actually going to have a really decent charge rate. On a wall plug, 2.5 hours, fully charged, you're good to go, and you can run for a good amount of time. If you want to use 6 of the 200-watt solar panels, it's going to allow you to charge it in 3.5 hours. That's it. Now, with it, you got 2 USB-C ports at 100 watts max charging capability, 2 USB-A ports at 18 watts max charging capability. You also have that beautiful 12-volt, 10-amp cigarette lighter plug above it. Now, that cigarette lighter plug will give you guys a wide range of connectabilities, including, like, let's say, your car battery charging plug. So they do make one of those that will plug into that, and then you connect it up to your car battery and allow it to charge. It is not meant for jump starting your car. I'm going to say that now again. Not for jump starting your car. You will actually hurt this piece or hurt your battery, your system. Not meant for that. Now with it, it's got 5 AC outlets. You have 4 standard American plug 3000 watt pure sine wave power plugs. It's going to do 120 volts at 60 hertz. You have that 5th NEMA plug. That NEMA plug is going to do 120 volts at 60 hertz. 3000 watts of pure sine wave power. All of these can max at 6000. With this station, that means you guys technically can run a welding machine, like a 5800 watt welding machine, for about an hour or so runtime, about an hour and 10 minutes. That's a long runtime for a welding machine off a system of this size. Now with it, guys, the quick charge rate, the portability, the capability, guys, we're showing you guys with, of course, that solar panel kit for $1,999. The station alone by itself is like $1,800. So if you want the station alone, $1,800. Both of these qualify for that 5% off. Use the 5% off, save you guys some money with that, and have some fun. The runtime will vary with this. So you guys could do like that CPAP machine, like I told you guys, for about 230 hours. The intelligent battery management system, the multiple 12 temperature sensors, means it's actually going to keep track of it. If it's in too cold of a thing, it will put it in, of course, lock and warn you. You guys can run a 60-watt flat screen TV for about 35 hours off of this. Now, technically, I'm going to guarantee you guys at least 32 to 36, ranging on your TV. 3 hours with 1150 watt window AC. If you guys are using the 1000 watt window AC, you guys are going to get about 4.5 hours. The 800 watt window AC, you're going to get about 6 hours without a problem. Your 520 watt refrigerator, multiple hours without an issue. It's going to do well for you. If you want to, guys, 101 cell phone charges, 2.5 hours on electric grill, 70 drone batteries, or 6.5 hours with the space heater. You guys can even do the drill for about 6 hours. That's like a 400 watt to 800 watt drill, right? If you really want to, though, run your 1200 watt desktop PC for over 16 hours without a problem. It can handle that without an issue, and that's where it's kind of cool. This has a good range of variety products. Now, like I always ask, why would you choose Jackery Power Station over a gas generator? First and foremost, no carbon monoxide is going to come off of it, so you guys are good. You guys can use it inside, unlike a gas generator. Second, gas generators are loud. This is quiet. You don't hear it running. You're good to go. And also, gas generators have to be rebuilt, and of course, cost of maintenance on those. This does not have that maintenance cost. You're going to have the range of products with the 3000 Pro that's going to do well for you guys, plus use that 5% code. Save yourself some money. With that being said, I need a lozenger. I'm losing my voice. Lois, if you're watching, I'm squealing like a little kid. My voice is gone. Let's try to get my voice back here. 1 second, everybody. All right. Hopefully my voice is now back and we're good to go. With it, guys, this is a beautiful power station. You have multiple options by itself with solar panels. It will work well. Now, technically, the NEMA plug will allow you to, I think, connect up to a transfer station, but I'm not really guaranteeing that one. It is definitely power on the go that can be used as a EPS, so emergency power supply. 20 milliseconds of switchover. It does allow you to unlock a tax credit. That tax credit, you'll have to reach out to your utility company. The utility company is going to, of course, send you guys to the residential clean energy credit program. You're going to fill out paperwork, and of course, then you're going to like your tax credit. I think it's like up to about $1,200 something. Not guarantee you're going to get the $1,200 something, but up to, depending on the station. All of these stations will come with a carrying kit or bag of the sort, or cabling, ranging from, like, let's say, cigarette lighter plug. Cigarette lighter plug is going to allow you to charge it in the car. It's got to use a DC side plug. If you do not get that type of cabling, you may get, let's say, the wall charging cable. The wall charging cable is really nice because it's going to work on pretty much 90% of these systems with this style. The other 10% is going to be like the power brick from your laptop. If you get a smaller one, you guys are going to get a USB-C to USB-C cable. This is going to allow for 100 watts pass-through pretty much on most devices. High visible, so your kid can't take it and claim it as their own. You'll know it's yours. Solar panel kits will come with their own cabling. You guys are good with that. Wide variety. They want to make sure you guys have all the cabling and everything to use with these stations. Now, you're going to get user manuals. The user manuals can come in handy on certain stations. Other stations, it is what it is. The user manuals on the stations that does come in handy will allow you to do the walkthrough usage of the pieces that are actually technically on the app. So you guys can actually do tricks and walkthroughs in certain pieces. It'll allow you to show you guys how to connect up the Wi-Fi connectability and the Bluetooth connectability to the app. So that's kind of where it's at. Now, from the 3000 Pro, we're going to go over to the 1000 Plus. We're going to talk about modular, right? So modular systems. The 1000 Plus modular system is going to allow you to actually add batteries. Now, by itself, it's 1,264 watt-hours of power in a 32-pound package. This station's 35% off tonight at $645, which is a great deal, a great price point. It has 3 AC outlets that do 2,000 watts of pure sine wave power, can peak at 4,000 watts for you. At 4,000 watts, guys, that's going to allow you to run, of course, an oven, stove. It's going to allow you to run the fridge, window ACs, or multiple other devices. Just like the other stations, got 2 USB-C ports and 2 USB-A ports. The USB-C ports are 100 watt ports. The USB-A port are 18 watts. Has that flashlight, those 3 modes, and of course has that cigarette lighter plug, that 12 volt 10 amp plug. When fully charged, it's only going to take under 2 hours to fully charge it on a wall plug. With that 2-hour charge rate, you're good to go. With 4 of the 100 watt solar panels, 4.5 hours fully charged is your charge rate. With 4 of the 200 watt solar panels, 2.25 hours, you're fully charged, you're good to go. With that cigarette lighter plug I just showed you guys, 7 hours fully charged, you're up and running. 1,264 watt-hours power means you guys can run a blower for about 2 hours, a pruning saw for 95 minutes, or if you really want to, 96 hours with a 5-watt light bulb, 9 hours with the movie projector. I'm going to be honest, you're going to get more than 9 hours with the movie projector. You're going to get close to 10 to 11 without an issue. Blenders can run off this, smartphones about 58 times, your laptop 15 times, 29 drone batteries, 53 DSLR batteries. Now those batteries are going to be like Those batteries right there. So you're going to get, of course, multiple of those batteries. Now, the station by itself, $645.99. With the two 100-watt solar panels, it is $929. $929 is a very, very nice price point. Where it's really at is going to be the 4,000 or the 1,000 plus kit. The 1,000 plus kit's going to be the station that you see sitting there and the battery above it and two solar panels. The moment you added the battery, you guys doubled your runtime to 2,528 watt hours of power. By doubling your battery and doubling your runtime, you doubled everything you could run off of it for a longer period of time. From your CPAP machines to your TVs to everything in there. It just doubled the time. You can actually add 3 batteries total. When you add 3 batteries total, you have 5 kilowatts of hour power. The moment you added the second battery, not just one battery, but a second one, you unlock that tax credit. The moment you add all 3, you're definitely in that tax credit program. Now, 5 kilowatts of hour power should allow you to run your house for at least a day without a problem with most of your products. Now, this device is going to have to use the plugs off of it. So you guys are not connecting this to like a transfer switch or anything. You'll have to run extension cords or run this device to the areas of the things. Ugh. I apologize if you guys heard me sneeze. That hurt. That's going to be like you're going to have to connect the devices or bring it to it or whatever. It is light enough at 32 pounds by itself. It is actually portable. The battery does have a handle. Each battery has a handle. Each battery you get will come with a linking cable. You're going to link A to B, A to B, A to B. It has all the accessories. When you turn the station on, when it's linked, the battery comes on. When you turn the station completely off, the battery shuts off. The battery has a battery management system inside. It also has a screen. The screen will actually indicate the battery charge. That's kind of cool with this system. The kit is 33% off tonight. It's a $1,400 price point. At $1,400, that's actually a very beautiful system that's going to do quite a lot. I love the variety of that system because of what it can do and how it can do it. The modular piece of it means it's going to do well for you guys if you need a system of that sort. Oh. Must be allergies because I am starting to sneeze again. So like that, guys, the 1000 Plus is definitely a great, smaller, modular system that packs quite a punch with the extra batteries. The ranging of items that you guys can do in it, it's going to range from anywhere from 2,000 to 4,000 watts of power. So, guys, you're going to be able to connect up a lot of different devices. Gaming PCs, your VR setups, you guys can even do your sim setups. It will run it because of the power range. Now, how long it will run it, that is going to be up to you. There's a math with that. Now, some of them devices, like my gaming PC, is like 1150 watt power supply. Now, no, most of your PCs are not going to pull that whole 1150 watts, but at max, like editing, you're going to get close to over 1,000 sometimes without a problem. It really will also depend on how many graphics cards you got put in there, what the CPU is, what it's clocked to, what cooling temperatures you got, how many tabs you have open, and what the software you're using. My buddy Justin has like 95 Chrome tabs open. If you guys know about the Chrome tabs, you guys are going to know that, those tabs are not easy. So it's going to put a strain on the system, and it's going to run, of course, that battery a little bit different. So that's where it is with the 1000 Plus kits. It's a great little piece. With that being said, we're going to move to its big brother, the 2000 Plus. Now, we have the 2000 Plus by itself for $1,300. That's a great price point. We have the 2000 Plus with 2 of the 200 watt solar panels for $1,899. That's a great price point. Now, that's a 42% savings. The station by itself is a 35% savings. At 42%, you guys can actually use that 5% off of the top of that. The modular kit, or the 4000 kit, and that's where we're going, the 4000 kit. When we move back here, and we back over to the table, you guys are going to notice we have a station sitting there with a battery. This is the 4000 kit. Now, the 4000 kit is $2,600 tonight. That's a 48% savings. Normally a $5,000 price tag. At $2,600, you're going to get the station, the battery, and 2 solar panels. Now, by itself, it's 2,042 watt hours of power. That's a good amount of power to run a CPAP machine for over 150 hours. With the extra battery, you can run a CPAP machine for 300 hours. You just doubled your battery power to 4,085 watt hours of power. The charge time will actually vary. With one battery, it's going to be 2 hours. With 6 of the 200 watt Solar Saga solar panels, 2 hours of charge time. You can actually add more batteries to this, guys. You can add up to 5 batteries. Now, at 5 batteries, you're at 12 kilowatts of hour power. At 12 kilowatts of hour power, you can run most of your house without a problem for at least a day or two. With a single battery, guys, 4,000 watts at least a day, no problem. Now, just like the 3000, it's got 5 AC outlets. Those 5 AC outlets are going to do 3,000 watts per sine wave power, can peak at 6,000. You have 2 USB-Cs, 2 USB-As, a 12-volt 10-amp plug that's going to do well for you. With the battery, you guys should be able to run a 500-watt refrigerator for about 7 hours. You should be able to run a 1100 microwave for about 7 hours. Your 2,000-watt window AC, that's a big AC. Your 1150-watt window AC should be able to run for 4 hours. Your induction cooler, I'm going to tell you guys, 2,200 watts of power out of that, maybe 2 hours with an induction cooler. Now, it is and can be used as an EPS, which is kind of cool, but you guys can even run more pieces with this besides what we just talked about. You guys can do like the CPAP machine for 300 hours. Your 200-watt desktop PC, that's going to be like your Dells, your Gateways and stuff, 24 hours of runtime. If you want to, though, 120 cell phone chargers, 38 hours with an inverter heater, 90 drone batteries. You guys can even do the weed eater or lawnmower for about 5 hours. I mean, if you guys really want to mow your lawn out there with the station, go ahead and do it. Electric chainsaws, electric hand drills, palm sanders, table grinders. The welding machine. The welding machine can be able to run for about an hour and 20 minutes with just the single battery in the station. Just the station alone is over it's about a half an hour or so. About, a little over 40 minutes. That's actually good runtime. Now, a lot of different connectabilities, runabilities, this system does well. When you add the 5 batteries, it's a crazy amount of runtime. So, you're going to do well for that. So, let's 750 hours of CPAP machine with, of course, the 5 batteries. 750 hours. Think about that. It's a long time with that being said. Now, you have a big variety of ranges. 62-pound package by itself. With the battery, it's probably about 90-ish more pounds. With the solar panels, it's a lot of weight. You can do so much with this. It's phenomenally done. Now, like a 400-watt electric drill, about 8 hours of runtime. 140 pounds with the 2 panels, the battery, and the station. But the price point, guys, of this 4,000 kit is $2,599 before you guys implement that 5% code. Now, we're going to go into this a little bit more. The 2,000 plus system can actually parallel with the second one. Hey, Phil, what's up, buddy? What's up, Phil? What are you doing over there? So that was saying, guys, the 2,000 plus system can actually be ran in parallel with the second 2,000 plus system. When you do that, you just doubled your guys' pure sine wave to 6,000 watts. Now, here's where it's going to get kind of cool. You can actually connect up to 10 batteries total between the two systems and have 24 kilowatts of hour power. At 24 kilowatts of hour power, you should be able to run your house for at least 4 to 5 days with no problem. That means you guys are actually doing it. Now, here's an even better part. The system allows for 6 solar panels to allow you to charge this at 2 hours of charge time. The battery actually has connection for 6 more solar panels. You can actually charge those batteries at 2 hours of charge time. Each battery can allow 6 panels. If you guys can connect up that many 200 watt panels, or if you guys get these 500 watt panels, you don't have to have as many 600 watt panels, you can charge this at a quick charge rate. It's a phenomenal package. It's a great product. It's going to do very well. It's going to do what you want as you need to do that. So that's the 2,000 plus, guys. That's an amazing piece. That's a great product. Now, we got about 30 minutes left of the show. I'm going to mention the banners one more time, and then we're going to go to the biggest station. The banners down below, rotating 1000 V2 for $349, 1000 V2 with solar panel for $649, the 2000 V2 for $791. Guys, use that Black Friday code that we have for you and get it at that price point. Above that is that 5% off discount code. That 5% discount code is meant for purchases of $1,500 or more on certain products. The exclusion of said products are only the 1000 V2, the 1000 V2 with solar panel, the 2000 V2, and the 2000 V2 with solar panel. That's your exclusion. Above that is your best price guaranteed. Your best price guaranteed, guys, is actually kind of cool. So let's say you guys purchase something today or yesterday. When you, or if you guys see, let's say for just, a little bit more, at the little bit more, we're going to guarantee you guys that you can reach back out to customer service and get the difference refunded to you. That's a price protection policy for you guys through this actual sale. That's actually kind of cool. Now, like that, we're going to move on to the biggest station. We're going to talk about the 5,000 plus, guys. We're going to go into this for the last few minutes of this show. We're going to have fun. We're going to pop over here. We're going to go, hey, let's do this. That's the system. We're going to back out. That's the 5,000 plus, 5,040 watt hours of power in a 132 pound package. This 132 pound package will serve you well for running your house off of the grid, for running your RV off of the grid, for running your cabin off of the grid. Or if you want to leave it connected to the grid, you guys can do double power styling. This system, 5,040 watt hours of power, weighs 132 pounds, but it has two large 3-inch wheels. Those two large 3-inch wheels are going to allow you to roll it around in ease without a problem. Now, it has, of course, a handle. Let's back that camera up. Let's, of course, go into the camera view. With this handle, can be folded and put away. That easy. Push the button, pull the handle up. Grab the two fingers, tip it, and of course roll it. When you tip it, it is very easily rollable. Pretty much anybody should be able to tip it and roll it without a problem. It has two large 3-inch wheels on the bottom and two casters. Those casters do lock in place for you. You guys can see how easy it is, of course, to move and roll across the carpet. It will be the same for, of course, pavement, concrete, grass, and slight dirt. The only things I see a problem is like wet mud or, of course, your actual sand. Sand's going to sink, so is wet mud. With this system, though, you have multiple points of connection on the face. You have two USB-Cs at 100 watts max, each port. Two USB-As at 18 watts max, each port. You also have one 12-watt DC plug at, of course, cigarette lighter style. Below that are 4 AC outlets. Now, the 4 AC outlets are going to do 7,200 watts of pure sine wave connectability. At pure sine wave connectability is well done. On the side, we're going to tip it, turn it, bring it around. You're going to be greeted with, of course, the AC expansion slot. The AC expansion slot is going to allow you to connect it up to a second 5,000 plus system or the manual transfer switch or the smart transfer switch. Now, they have a smart transfer switch inside the package deal for this system. Now, with it, you're going to have a NEMA plug below that plug. You're going to have a NEMA 14-30. The 14-30 is going to do 120 volts or 240 volts. Below that plug is a NEMA 14-50. The 14-50 is going to, again, 120 volts or 240 volts. That plug will allow you to link up to your EV car or your RV and charge those devices through this. That's your capability. On the top, you guys can see the large handles. You guys can lift this device from the handles if you guys can lift the 132 pounds. You guys can team lift it or do it by yourself. That's up to you. I recommend team lift. I'm manhandling it. That's just the way it is. On the opposite side, guys, when we move the camera down, you guys are going to be greeted with a couple things. First and foremost is your AC port. That AC port's going to allow you to plug it into the wall and charge it at 3.5 hours. That's an 1800 watt draw through that plug. 3.5 hours, 5,040 watt hours of power is fully charged. You're good to go. Below that is an expansion port. That expansion port's going to allow you to connect up multiple batteries. So you have that DC expansion port that's going to allow you to do multiple batteries. That's actually kind of cool. Now you have this panel. You pop the panel up, you guys are going to see that big red and green switch. When you flip that switch to the right, it's going to allow you to go into what's called high power voltage array. High power voltage array is your larger solar arrays that you put on the roof of your house or the big ones on the metal racks outside your house. That's going to pull over 4,000 watts of power through those arrays. This system allows for 4,000 watts of charge rate. At 4,000 watts of charge rate, it's a little over an hour and a half charge time off of the station. Next to that is an 80/20 DC plugs, 2 of those. That's going to allow you to plug up to 1,200 watts of solar panel through that. At 1,200 watts of solar panel at low power voltage array, 5 hours of charge time is what it's going to take. 5 hours. Now that's still actually very decently well done. Now the device, it's going to do a few things and we're going to kind of go into this. You guys can charge it in, of course, another way. Besides the 3 ways we just talked about. If you connect up a smart transfer switch to your actual wall plug or wall circuit breaker box, your electrical box at your house, it can connect to that. When it's connected to that, you can actually send through 4,000 watts of charge rate from your power line to the system to have it charged in a little over an hour and a half. So you have 4 different ways of charging it. Very, very cool with this. What about the... What did I miss here? Oh, something went sideways. My chat popped up. I thought somebody was trying to write me. I do apologize. Now, like I said, multiple ways of charging it, multiple ways of connecting it. Now, we're going to go full in depth with this a little bit more. Because you have quick charging, it has Charge Shield 2.0. The package is going to come with either a single solar panel for like $4,299 with a $600 clippable coupon. Now, you're under $3,000, plus you guys can use that 5% discount code. The full package, what I'm showing you guys is 2 solar panels, the smart transfer switch, and the station. This is actually $6,000, but there's a $1,000 clippable coupon on Amazon right there. That brings it down to $4,999. You guys can also use that 5% discount code for you guys for watching our live. That's going to bring it down even cheaper. Now, let's talk about the prices of the products. You have a $3,000 station. That's on sale for like $2,999 a night by the station alone, right? You have 2 solar panels. Each panel is a $1,000 solar panel. You also have a $1,700 smart transfer switch. You add it up, you guys see the price, you see the product drop. It's actually a really, really great deal. With this device, guys, you have 7,200 watts of pure sine wave power through those AC outlets and connections of ports. 7,200 watts is a crazy amount of wattage. That means you guys can run, of course, multiple different devices off of this. Now, you guys could do, let's say, your flat screen TV for at least 2 days off of the system by itself. Add batteries, longer time. 4 days with your refrigerator. 10 hours with your heater. 1,150 watt window AC to 2,000 watt window AC, about 4.5 hours. 2 hours with your central AC. Your central AC is a big power draw if you're running it in certain ways. 3 hours with your actual dryer. Now, dryers at 240 volt dryers, that's a lot of power draw. The system can be used as what's called 20 milliseconds of UPS, uninterruptible power supply. 20 millisecond switchover is actually really decently well done. When connected up into the app will allow you to switch it to 0 milliseconds of switch over. That's beautiful, so no problem switching over. The smart transfer switch does have an app as well. That app's going to allow you to, of course, see consumption generation from solar, consumption and generation from the power pole, consumption to generation from, of course, the AC outlet. With that piece, it's going to have 12 electric circuit breaker switches spots that you guys can actually set up. Now, that's going to run in parallel with your already electric circuit board that you have on your wall from your house. That means you guys can run room 1 off circuit 1. You guys can run room 2 off circuit 2. You guys can do bathroom off circuit 3. You guys can do kitchen off circuit 4. You guys can do the garage off circuit 5. Or you guys can do the shed if you guys have power run out to the shed off circuit 6. So you have 12 of those circuits on this. With the single station, 7,200 watts of connectability through that. With the second station connected, you can actually do 14,400 watts through that. Now, the system by itself can actually have 5 batteries. Every battery is 5,040 watt hours of power. When you have 5 batteries, you have 30 kilowatts of hour power with the station. With both stations, you can actually have 10 batteries total. That's 60 kilowatts of hour power. One station and 5 batteries, that's, of course, 5 days of runtime. With both of those, that's about 7 to 14 to 15 days of runtime. It's a crazy amount of runtime on your home. Now, the calculated base is going to be kind of like through your electricity usage during blackout periods in standard households. That's not going to mean like the people that's going to be running everything all at once. So that's where it's at. But if you have like a large solar array, you guys can actually charge and use it throughout the day and charge it up and not ever have to pay the electric bill. That's cool. It can allow for that much charge rate through the solar, through the 4,000 solar watts. If you use the switch, same thing, wall plug, charge it. Inside the app, though, it's going to allow you to set up what's called this really cool idea of running during the cheaper charges. So optimizing your battery output based on your electricity cost. Inside that app, it's actually going to allow you to put in when you know the most expensive time of your electric bill is. Most of that is like when your kids are getting home from school till when dinner's over. So let's say 4 o'clock to 9 o'clock. Your electric, it costs more during that time because more people are home watching TV, spending time together, and doing more activities. Or during the weekend, on certain times. You pick that in, you put it in the app, and then, of course, it's going to run off of the station. And then when the price drops, the station will kick down and start charging, and then it's going to allow it to run off of the power pole. The app is that smart with the actual smart transfer switch. Now, yes, you guys are going to have it connected up to the house through the smart transfer switch. When you do that, you have to have an electrician connected up. If you want to, though, you can still disconnect the system and travel with it. You can disconnect it. You guys can travel with it. You guys can take it to another house. You guys can take it to your cabin, your camp, and all that. It's not permanently stuck there. Your smart transfer switch stays on the wall, though. This station can still travel with you, so it's still portable. The price point is very, very well done. The sky's the limit on what you guys can connect up and run to this. This is definitely geared towards your whole off-the-grid living or vice versa. This is going to allow you to generate solar power for your home use, emergency backup, off-the-grid living, or just everyday usage. That's where it's with this one. Jackery did very well in building this one. This one's actually with the 0 milliseconds means you guys can actually run a home data center without worrying about data lossage. So let's say you guys are a bit miner. Your power goes out, this station will automatically kick on. You don't have no switch over time. Same with Wi-Fi's, PCs, and much, much more. This is a phenomenal piece at a great price point. Now, we still have maybe 15 minutes, so I'm going to play a video of, guys, what you guys can actually kind of do with some of these stations. First and foremost is going to be like Christmas decorations. So you guys can see here I have the 2000 V2 connected up, 87% battery. I hit the AC outlet on, and it's going to start pulling about 100 watts or so of power. I think it drops down to about 106 or 105. At that time, it's going to tell us that we have approximately, I think, a little over 13 hours of runtime calculated. Now, that means I can run 5 of these inflatable decorations on the inside, 5 of the inflatable decorations on the outside, and multiple strings of lights. I think there's approximately anywhere from 12 to 15 sets of lights there. 10 inflatable decorations, all those lights can be ran off of this for a long period of time. Of course, the dog does not come with the station. That's actually kind of cool. So you guys can run Christmas decorations with this outside. Allow one of these stations to fully charge during the day through the solar and allow it to run those decorations at night. Same with your Halloween decorations, say with your, let's say, your backyard lighting around your pool. You guys can do that. This would be great for pretty much all of these settings at any point of time. Phenomenal products, phenomenal prices. Guys, we have a little something for you guys everywhere. We have solar panels, stations, and all. Now with that, I believe we got about 15 minutes. Lois, is there anything you would like me to circle back to if you are listening in? So guys, bear with me. I'm going to see if there's anything she wants me to circle back to. So like I said, guys, we have a range of products for everybody, from small stations to large stations. We have portable stations to, a little bit bigger ones that are still portable, but they are a little bit heavier. We have solar panels for everybody, from small packable ones to, of course, large carryable ones. Now, the larger ones, when they stretched out, can be up to about 55 inches or up to 98 inches. We have a 500 watt solar panel all the way down to a 40 watt solar panel. There's a 100 watt panel and a 200 watt panel. Now we have, of course, the multiple solar power stations from like the 100 plus, the 240s, the 300s to the 500s. We also have that 600 plus. Then we have, of course, the 1000 V2, the 2000 V2. We also have, of course, the 1000 plus, and we have the 1000 Pro. Now with that, we still have the original 1000 somewhere, but that's in my room somewhere else. We have the 2000 plus, the 3000 Pro, the 1000 plus kit, and the 2000 plus kit. We also have, of course, a wide variety of cablings that you guys can do. Jackery has a little bit of something for everybody. If you guys are looking, the Black Friday sales are phenomenally well done. Now, I love a lot of these products. Hopefully you guys love them as much as I do. If you guys need, make sure to use that 5% off discount code, anything $1,500 or more. So, wide variety, bunch of great pieces. I think she wants me to circle back to the 1000 V2. So, I'm going to circle back to the 1000 V2 and show you guys that one more time. So, we're going to come over here to the table. We're going to switch cameras. We're going to come here and do this. So we have the 1000 V2 sitting there in the middle, guys. This is actually the deal of the day. For $349, that's your price today for this station. You're going to get 1,070 watt hours of power that can be fully charged in under 2 hours or a 1 hour charge rate if you use super emergency charge mode. 2 USB-C ports, 1 USB-A port, and a 12 volt 10 amp plug. With that amount of charge, guys, you guys have 1,500 watts of pure sine wave power through the 3 AC outlets, 3,000 watts max if you need to peak there. You guys can run 1,150 watt window AC for a little under an hour time off of this. Or if you guys want to, you can do even more. This is an amazing little product that's going to do well for you guys. You guys can run, let's say, movie projectors, space heaters, and all of that in between. It has Charge Shield 2.0, which is a great technology. It has LiFePO 4 cells that's going to last a while. You guys can charge your laptop about 14 times. You guys can do 20 drone batteries. If you want to, run a microwave for 47 minutes or a router for a week. If you want to, circular saws about 60 to 50 minutes. 23 hours with a fan or 27 hours with an LED light. The electric grill can be ran for 55 minutes or 12 hours with an electric blanket. $349 is your final price for the 1000 V2 tonight. Now we have the 1000 V2 with, of course, the beautiful 200 watt solar panel. Now, if you guys want that, that's actually $649 tonight. At $649, you're getting the 1000 V2 and that solar panel. That's a great package point. It's a phenomenal package point that you guys are just going to enjoy. We also have the 2000 V2, the big brother, right next to it. Now, This is the 2000 V2, version 2 of the 2000. Can again be charged in under 2 hours. If you want to do super emergency charge mode, 1 hour charge rate, 2,042 watt hours of power, 3 AC outlets, that's going to do 2,200 watts of pure sine wave power. Can peak at 4,400. Again, has the 2 USB-C ports, the USB-A port, 12 volt 10-amp plug, and that flashlight on the side. When fully charged, you guys should be able to run a CPAP machine for about 150 hours. You guys can run even more with that on hand. Your 200 watt desktop PC should be able to run about 12 hours. You guys can do an air conditioner like 2 hours of runtime. You guys can do your microwave for an hour and a half, or you guys can do a mini fridge for 26 hours. If you want to use the cell phones, guys, 60 charges is where you're at. 45 drone batteries or 5 hours with that blender out back, and of course the barbecue. Let's say you guys woke up at Christmas morning, the Christmas lights are out because the power's out. Plug in your Christmas tree, allow it to run off the 2000 V2, and you're good to go. This thing is very, very phenomenally well done. Pair it up with solar panels and you're even better off. 2000 V2 by itself is $791 tonight at a very great price point for you. Now, if you want it with, of course, the 2 solar panels, that's 2 of the 200 watt solar panels, that's $1,500 tonight. That's another great price point. Now, like I said, guys, a bunch of amazing stations at great prices that you're not going to want to miss. Make sure to hit that follow button. Make sure to hit, of course, that live notification button and enjoy your time with us. Now, we like giving you guys discounts. We like showing you guys products, and we like enjoying your time. So, with that, guys, any questions? Not seeing no questions tonight, guys. None at all. So we'll leave you guys with a look at that bad boy as well, the 5,000 plus system. Now, we just went over that. 5,040 watt hours of power. It is extremely expandable and modular. Guys, up to 5 batteries by itself. It's going to be 30 kilowatts of hour power. It's perfectly set for a lot of people. If you guys want to add a second station, add 10 batteries, and you guys are running at 60 kilowatts of hour power. 7,200 watts of pure sine wave power by itself, or 14,400 watts with, of course, the second station. Has multiple points of connection from, of course, the 4 AC outlets to, of course, the 2 NEMA plugs. You have a NEMA 14-30 and a NEMA 14-50. That's going to do perfectly well. 1 second, everybody. I do apologize, guys. I've been talking so much, my voice is getting super hoarse. The connections of the NEMA plugs, guys, with the 14-50, you can even connect it up to, of course, a smart car, charge it, run it, and have all of that other fun and everything under the sun. This is a beautiful piece of technology that's going to do very well for you, guys. If you need a system of that sort, check it out. If you need a solar panel, you guys also have the option of that 500X right there inside the kit. That thing is beautifully well done. And if we guys back this up, you guys are going to see this large table. Then I'm going to actually zoom even farther back out. That table has everything we were talking about, from the 100 plus to the 500 to, of course, the 1000 V2s. It's also got the 3000 Pros, the 2000 Pluses, and the 600 Plus way up there. Now, those are actually up even farther. Now, I also have the 300s down below, the 240s, the 240 V2s, and everything else that you guys could ever want in a station at, of course, a price point you are not going to be disappointed in. Now, with that, guys, I'm going to leave you with an outro. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. We will see you guys tomorrow morning on Thanksgiving morning, with that being said. We hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. We hope you guys enjoy your Thanksgiving if you guys don't join us tomorrow. With that being said, have a great rest of your evening. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
This is Jackery 5000 Plus. The batteries are powered by industry-leading LFP cells, arranged in a CTB honeycomb structure. Of course, with no compromise in voltage. It outputs at both 120 and 240 volts to support 99% of household applications. A single